Welcome to Jefferson County Stadium here in Arvada, Colorado, as the Arvada West Wildcats look for their second consecutive win as they take on their rival and fellow Arvada school, the Arvada Reds. Obviously, you see the captains out at midfield. It doesn't take a genius to figure out which team is the Reds and which team are the Wildcats. The captains for Arvada West, as always, John Flora, Rob Morales, Mike Duran, Ryan Palmer, and David Wyatt. Out there for the Arvada Reds, number 16, Donald Herr, their fine linebacker. Jesse Waskowitz, wide receiver for the Reds. Nick Boucher, a tailback. And number 6, Derek Nezlotic, a tight end. And this game going to be quite a battle tonight because both these teams mirror one another. Both teams like to spread it out, like to throw it all over the place. The last couple weeks, neither team has had much to speak for rushing the football. These two teams like to split it out wide and throw the ball all over the field. We are expecting a wide open affair here at Jefferson County Stadium. But we're going to take a pause as the national anthem is played, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about the Reds versus the Wildcats, the Battle of Arvada here on the A-West Wildcat Network. Welcome back to Jeffco Stadium. The 4-4 Arvada West Wildcats, 2-2 in the Jeffco League, take on, like I mentioned, their crosstown rival, the Arvada Reds. It's been a tough year for the visiting Reds, 1-7, 0-4 in the conference, and Arvada has had a tough time scoring points in this tough Jeffco League play. They've been shut out twice, and lopsided losses to Pomona 45-0 and to Bear Creek, who leads the Jeffco Conference Jeffco League, I should say, at 5-0, 48-0. Got off the schneid a little bit against Stanley Lake, put 28 points on the board, gave up 39, and then last week, of course, they lost to maybe the league's best team, Columbine, 49-14. One thing Arvada West hasn't had problems doing in the past 3 or 4 weeks is putting up offense and scoring points. And on that note, we'll bring in our color analyst, Matt Monahan.
No, they haven't. They've been looked exceptionally well in their last couple of outings. Dave Wyatt really seems to have found his stride in the season late going here. And might have been a couple of games too late for Arvada West playoff hopes, but nonetheless, good to see Dave Wyatt really put up some big numbers that we knew all along that he could put up.
Well, last week against Stanley Lake, Arvada West defeated the Gators 42-24. We mentioned that stopped a 3-game losing streak. So the Arvada West Wildcats looking to get their second consecutive win here tonight. But David Wyatt was brilliant. 26-32, no interceptions, which might be the most important stat there. Over 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. Of course, he was benefited by the return of Mike Duran.
Right, absolutely. Mike Duran looked absolutely fantastic in his return since the second game injury against Mullen High School. Had a couple of touchdowns, over 100 yards receiving. And as we get set for the kickoff, one can only imagine what Arvada West season would have been like had Mike Duran been in there for the entire year.
Absolutely. He gave that team a little bit of a jump start. And there is the opening kick. They're going to keep it on the ground, trying to guard against a big return. Matt Sims has a little trouble tracking it down, and he's going to be tackled over there on the right sideline. A short gain and a a nice strategic move right off the bat by the Reds.
Yeah, that was a good move. It's something we haven't seen too much of other teams doing against Arvada West. Most teams like to just kick it deep and take their chances. This time, Arvada, I think, wisely makes Arvada West field a ground ball, basically, and start inside their own 20.
4 wideouts. Brandon Kyle, the junior, joining Dave Wyatt in the backfield for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Wyatt sends Kyle in motion to the left, drops back, feels some pressure, and he is going to be sacked immediately. In on that defensive play is Derek Neslatic. Wyatt had time to throw, just good coverage there in the secondary by the Reds.
Yeah, this is the type of game, and I think there's a flag down the field also, Eric. Down near about the 10-yard line, far side of the field.
Can't tell what the call is going to be, but it's bringing the Wildcats back, and it's a holding penalty 5 yards from the spot. That's going to take it inside their own 5-yard line, and it's going to bring up about 1st and over 20 yards, maybe 22 yards to be exact. Again, Arvada West stays in the shotgun. Kyle joining Wyatt in the backfield. Wyatt throws a quick pass to the right side. That pass is batted down in on the defensive play. Either Donald Herr or number 51, Gabe Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think Mike Neslatic was also back there possibly for the Reds. And Dave Wyatt, just a quick little drop and tried to fire it away quickly. However, the linebackers were in there all over him.
He only had 6 completions last week, and he starts off tonight with a completion. 2nd down and 22 for the Wildcats. 2 running backs in the backfield with Wyatt. Looks to his right, finds Ranson. Ranson is hit hard and dropped by Donald Herr just outside the 5-yard line, so that's going to be a pickup of maybe a yard at best.
Yeah, Arvada's defense so far now just looked very swarming and very quick against this Arvada Western. It's going to be tough all night, I think, distinguishing between Arvada and Arvada West. I'm going to get confused on that several times.
Well, I'm just afraid I'm going to call the Reds the Redskins, because when I was in high school, that was their nickname. 3rd down and a whole bunch for the Wildcats. Wyatt feeling the pressure from the backside, gets it away. That pass is dropped as Matt Sims seems to be shaking his right hand. Might have jammed his finger on that one.
Yeah, might have got a finger jam, you're right. Dave Wyatt was rushed. Good thing he got it off when he did, otherwise that would have been a safety for sure. But great defensive stand early on by Arvada.
I talked to the 4th-year head coach of the Reds earlier today, Bob Bose, and he actually told me despite his team's record 1-7, 0-4 in the conference, he felt like they matched up better with Arvada West than they do most teams in the conference because these teams mirror each other, and defensively a very impressive start for the Reds, and a poor punt there out of his own end zone, and that's going to be marked out of bounds at the Arvada West 17-yard line, so a kick of probably only 13 yards.
Yeah, that time just off the side of the foot of Mike Duran. He fumbled the snap a bit, so had to rush his kick, and that's probably what accounted for the missed kick by Duran, and now Arvada is going to get a great early opportunity to march only 17 yards for a touchdown opportunity, I should say.
Quarterback for Arvada tonight is Angelo Tellitz. We'll inform you of his story here shortly, and he hands it off to Bashir. Bashir trying to get to the corner on the right side, is brought down there on the play by Luke Vanola, but not until he picks up about 4 on the play. Angelo Tellitz, the quarterback for Arvada, only became the quarterback about 2 games ago. Jesse Waskowitz started the year at quarterback, but Bob Bose moved Waskowitz to wide receiver and brought in Tellitz. He's thrown for 411 yards in his last 2 starts. However, he has thrown 5 interceptions. 2nd and 6 for the Reds. Tellitz, a lefty, throwing to the corner of the end zone, has his man, he drops it. Good coverage on the play, however, by number 10, Adam Campbell.
Yeah, Angelo Tellitz looks a little strange out there at quarterback, wearing number 31. Takes me back to Doug Flutie when he used to wear 22 with Boston College, but nevertheless, a lefty. You don't see a lot of those. Interesting to see if the left-hand throw is going to possibly throw off Arvada West defense a little bit.
Tellitz, a senior on this squad, played a little wide receiver earlier in the year. He and Waskowitz just kind of switched positions. 3rd down and 6 for the Reds. Tellitz fakes a handoff to Bashir. Rolling, pressured, gets to the corner, and he's going to get out of bounds for a 1st down.
Well, in that time, Tellitz just rolled out to his left. Great defensive coverage in the secondary bar, Arvada West, and so Tellitz had to tuck it under his arm. He's got some good speed and dashed for the 1st down marker and just got beyond it.
So a first down of the football game by either team is by the Redskins, and Tellitz, or the Reds, I should say. Tellitz empties the backfield, little quarterback draw, breaks through the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown.
Boy, poor tackling that time by Arvada West. I thought Tellitz was going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage. However, he just sort of bounced out of the tackle and took it into the end zone. So for a 1-7 team, this Arvada Reds team looks very competitive, at least tonight so far. Having little difficulty on defense and then marching right down and scoring a touchdown.
You know, and not like, I mean, every game in the Jeffco League has some kind of rivalry factor, but this game definitely does, seeing how both these teams, I mean, the two high schools are only a couple miles apart. You know, a lot of these kids know each other, as the extra point was no good.
Actually, what happened, and we just missed it there for a second, is they went for a 2-point conversion. So, incomplete pass from Tellitz, and so it's 6-0.
Well, I feel pretty stupid. Busy writing down the first score of the game and missed that, so Arvada misses the 2-point conversion. They lead at 6-0 here in the early going. And remember last week, Stanley Lake seemed to get off to a good start in the football game. Arvada West stumbled early on. I think the Gators actually took a 3-0 lead.
Right.
But after that, it was all Wildcats. Let's see how Arvada West responds here, trailing now 6-0.
Well, the last couple of games, Arvada West has been such a dominant second-half team. It seems like second half they come out and just have no trouble putting points on the board. And I think really Arvada West has got to stick with the offense they basically learned in the last 2 weeks, where you stick Dave Wyatt in the shotgun and just keep passing the football. I mean, 26 of 32 for 307. Those are impressive numbers.
Kyle and Sims back to return the punt, each standing at the 5-yard line. Karavasilis, another little roller. The ball bounces up its field at the 31 and brought across the 40 out to the 45-yard line. A nice return there. On the return, Jared Sanchez, one of the few times he gets to carry the football, and Arvada West going to have great field position on their second drive of the night.
Yeah, those little grounder, don't know much of a better term to use than that. Squib kick, I guess, can work to your advantage, but that time Arvada West fielded the ball cleanly and was able to get some extra yardage on it.
Again, 4 wide receivers for the Wildcats. Atchison and Ranson on the left side of your screen. Sims and Duran to the right. Kyle joins Wyatt in the backfield. That's Sims in motion from right to left. Wyatt finds Sims. Sims has some blocking and picks up close to 8 yards on the play. Waskowitz in on the tackle, along with Ray Burris.
And those are the type of plays they ran all of last week and just ate up the Stanley Lake defense. What Arvada is going to have to do is contain those pass plays and not let the receivers get a lot of running room and pick up big gains.
Again, I really think one of the most important things defensively against this offense of Arvada West is you just can't miss tackles.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, they're going to get their yards, they're probably going to score their points, but don't give them any help. Wyatt back to pass. Looks to his right. Almost a one-handed catch by Ranson. It's incomplete again on the coverage. Burris with a nice hit.
Yeah, Arvada brought the blitz, brought a couple of linebackers up the middle. That forced Wyatt to get rid of the ball a little quickly. Ranson wasn't ready for it, and it'll end up being about 3rd down and 3 here.
3rd down and 3, as Matt said, for the Wildcats. An important 3rd down conversion here for Dave Logan's squad. Wyatt and Kyle in the backfield. Kyle replacing the senior Mike Orr at the running back position. Snaps over Wyatt's head. He falls on it and is going to be tackled back at the 35. Nick Boucher, or excuse me, not Boucher. Derek Neslotic, the first man to touch Wyatt down.
Poor snap equals a big loss, and so will look like a possible great chance to convert a third down is going to lead to another Mike Duren kick. See here if he can be a little bit more successful than his last attempt.
You know, and on those first couple snaps, all the snaps seemed to be a little high to Wyatt. I had noticed that early on that time playing with fire, and the Wildcats got burned. A much better punt this time by Mike Duren. A high punt's going to land at the 35, bounce sideways, and gain about 3 extra yards. It will be down by Shane Marsh.
However, there's a flag in the backfield near where Duren kicked the ball, and Arvada West is running off the field clapping, so this could possibly be a roughing the kicker penalty. I didn't see Duren go down, but if it is, it's going to give him a first down.
It's going to be holding on Arvada. Holding on Arvada, face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, Arvada.
There's a host of penalties
Yeah,
there
I think
on that play by the Reds. We had 2 holdings and an apparent face mask.
Right, about a quarter of the team out there for Arvada committed some sort of infraction.
I would guess this is not going to give them a first down. I don't think any of those penalties, holding or face mask.
Well, it was 4th and
give
19,
you,
so at the most it'd be a 15-yard penalty. You're still looking at 4th and 4. But,
Which,
you know, we've said it all along, Dave Logan likes to go for it.
can't tell if Wyatt's coming out on the field. And actually, I was mistaken. Seth Gunther, a 6', 170-pound senior, was the man who downed that punt for the Wildcats. So that's going to be a face mask penalty on the Reds. It will be a 15-yard penalty, and it will bring up about 4th down and
5.5. 6, yeah.
for the Wildcats, and they're going to go for it.
Well, Arvada just scored points, and if you're Arvada West, you'd like to answer those points.
Wyatt in the shotgun. Kyle joins him. Snaps high again, a little option to the right side. Kyle has nowhere to go, tries to break some tackles, struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Neslotic, her, both in on the tackle, and the Reds come up with a key 4th down stop.
And, you know, I think that high snap, again, affected the timing of that whole play
Sure.
because Wyatt had to go up, take a little bit more time to grab it, bring it down, and by that time, just that split second, Kyle gets the ball, he just can't have anywhere to move because the line has completely shifted towards him.
So the Reds take over for their second possession of the night. They lead this thing 6-0. Here we're here in the first quarter with 8:15 remaining, and their second possession once again will start in Wildcat territory. Wrightsell split way right. That's Troy Wrightsell, the leading receiver for this Reds football team. Rolling to his right is number 7. He throws down the field, has an open man. It's caught. 5, touchdown on the catch for the Arvada Reds. Denny Freeney, a 49-yard reception. The pass was thrown by the running back, Nick Boucher. And oh, have we got ourselves a ball game tonight.
Yeah, Arvada obviously not holding back, pulling out all the stops. And that time, it looked all the way like Boucher did not hide the fact that he was going to throw the football. But Arvada West just didn't get back on defense. And you mentioned Freeney all alone. Kick is up and good for Arvada, so they now lead 13-0 early in the first quarter. 8:06 still remaining.
Good news for the Reds is that they're gaining a little confidence, especially offensively. We mentioned early on there before the game that this is a team that's struggled offensively here in league play tonight, getting off to a good start. The bad news for the Reds is Arvada West hasn't struggled offensively. They're probably going to get on track. There's still a lot of football left to be played.
Absolutely a lot of football left to be played, Eric. And I think you mentioned something earlier is that a lot of these kids probably know each other, probably played juniors at some sort of football level together, and now playing on opposite sides here. You know, and when you get kids like this, you've grown up, you know them, it's almost like you throw out the fact that Arvada is 1-7, Arvada West is 4-4, and it's just another football game between old friends. And when that happens, you know, sometimes you get a good game.
Kyle and Sims Kyle on the left, Sims on the right. You see the kicker for the Arvada Reds, Nico Karavasilis. Coach told me just to call him Nico because the coach couldn't even tell me how to pronounce his last name. So we're going to take a shot in the dark, and Karavasilis again tries to kick a little knuckleball down the field. That's going to go out of bounds, and Arvada West probably going to take this ball at their own 35-yard line and set up shop for the third time tonight. Should mention David Wyatt, the quarterback for the Wildcats. Fullback, when they use one, hasn't been much recently, is Zach Iwi, a 5'10", 200-pound senior starting at tailback tonight. Brandon Kyle, a 5'8", 155-pound junior. They use 4 wide receivers, Josh Ranson, Caleb Atchison, Matt Sims, and, of course, Mike Duran. Wyatt again in the shotgun. Kip Rule, the center tonight. He's had a couple high snaps. Wyatt looks to his left, and there's going to be pass interference there on the right side. Nick Bashir hit Caleb Atchison just a tad early.
Yep, the hero of the hour, Nick Boucher, that time. Just probably a little bit excited about that last play. Wants to make a big hit out here on defense and just tagged Atchison in the back before the ball was there.
Pass interference on the high school level, a 15-yard penalty, and obviously a first down. So the second 15-yard penalty incurred by the Reds tonight gives Arvada West the football at the 50-yard line. First and 10. Ranson and Atchison on the left. That's Sims and Duran on the right. Duran hasn't got his hands on the football yet this evening. I would expect that's going to change soon. Wyatt looks outside to Duran, catches it at the 50, breaks a tackle, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Can you believe the speed of Mike Duran?
That was phenomenal speed, but wait, there is a flag on the field.
Kind of an odd place for flags to be thrown because the play went to the right, and these flags, as you see on your screen there, sort of on the left side of the hash marks. Roughing the passer, the call, so of course Arvada West is going to deny that, and like we mentioned, there's a lot of football to be played tonight, and Arvada West never shy about putting big plays on the board.
You're never out of the game, no matter how many points you're behind. When Mike Duran makes a catch like that, basically, it didn't look like that play was going to go the entire way. It's just he just has pure, thoroughbred speed out there in the field, and ran straight to the end zone. Kick is up and good
by the Wildcats, and so they get themselves back within a touchdown in this football game.
Very quick. You mentioned Arvada West offense has not been struggling lately, and it doesn't take much of a play. They don't need to have a long, sustained drive to score. They can do it in very quick bursts on 1, 2, 3 plays.
We mentioned Mike Duran last week. He returned to action for the first time since breaking his collarbone. 10 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns in the 42-24 win over Stanley Lake against Fort Collins. The first game of the year, Duran had a pretty nice night as well, had 6 catches, did return a kickoff 95 yards for a touchdown, also returned a punt 61 yards for a touchdown. So Mike Duran, when he's been playing, has been a big offensive threat for Dave Logan and the Wildcats. And Duran is an interesting story tonight because of one of his counterparts for Arvada out here on the field. Duran, we've mentioned before, not only a great football player, also a very good baseball player, drafted 10th, or would have been drafted 10th in the amateur draft in the 10th round if he would have went out. Well, Donald here, the middle linebacker for Arvada, may be the best athlete in the state. Instead of being one of the top 2 or 3 linebackers in the state, he too is a great baseball player. On the return, Boucher out to about the Reds' 27-yard line. One of the gentlemen in on the tackle, Jace Fletcher, a 6'3", 175-pound sophomore.
That's one of the great things about high school sports is that a lot of these kids play a lot of different sports during different times of year. So a number of these, like you said, Mike Duran, great football player, great baseball player, probably not bad basketball player. We just don't know about it.
Waskowitz and Frenny split right. 3 receivers split left, and Arvada West is going to blitz. Tellitz throws it down the field. This one's going to be overthrown. Flora on the coverage. Nezlotic, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and I think that play might got a little confused. Nezlotic seemed to cut back towards the center of the field and sort of stop his route, and quarterback Tellitz threw the ball way over his head, thinking that Nezlotic was going to keep running straight down the field.
Eugene Mitchell, number 82, is going to be split left with Troy Wrightsell. Waskowitz split right, number 19. Tellitz in the backfield, joined, I assume, by Bashir, and there's a handoff to Bashir. He is going nowhere, hit immediately on the play, and on the bottom of the pile, Ryan Palmery, no gain on the play. Tellitz hasn't completed a pass tonight. He's 0 of 2. However, the running back, Nick Bashir, has 1 of 1 for 49 yards, and of course that was good for a touchdown. Boucher, Frenney, and Mitchell split left. Waskowitz and Lavely split right. Tellitz, the lone man in the backfield, in the shotgun. Southpaw drops back, looks to his left, throws, and Bashir is going to be tackled immediately. A short gain on the play. Luke Benola with the sure-handed tackle there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, good job by Benola. They're making basically a one-on-one tackle there on Boucher, not letting Boucher get any type of yardage. So it's going to force Arvada to punt the football away here. And, you know, you'd almost feel like the momentum is changing even just a little bit here, even though Arvada had a 13-point lead only a minute and a half ago on the clock.
Tellitz back to punt for the Reds. Their quarterback also moonlights as the team's punter. This is a low driving point. Punt going to be picked up by Ranson. He heads immediately up the field, hit hard before he reaches midfield. Nonetheless, pretty good return by Ranson. And Arvada West is going to set up shop at about their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, so far the field position battle being taken advantage of by Arvada West. Remember, Arvada, though, did a good job getting the ball on the 17-yard line and taking in for a score here, but never a good idea to give the Wildcats only half the field to work with, because usually they will eat up that half very quickly.
1st and 10 for Arvada. 2 running backs in the backfield. Kyle, of course, Wyatt's a quarterback, and Sims in the backfield. He finds Duran on the right side. That pass a little high. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Dave Wyatt doesn't seem to be as accurate tonight as he has been the last 3 games for the Wildcats.
You know, that's an interesting point, and whether could be the weather. It's a little colder than it has been the last couple of weeks. Maybe he's not as loose as he might have been in past weeks.
Sims in motion from right to left. There's that play again to Sims. Sims catches it, has some blocks, going to be tackled at the Arvada 47, hogtied by here and Nezlotic, and it's going to be a short pickup of about 4 on the play.
Man, these Reds really hit you. I mean, they don't leave anything to chance, basically, and that's what we talked about. You can't let Arvada West escape out of any missed tackles, and so far tonight, Arvada has not allowed any type of escapability by the Wildcats.
3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Wyatt and Kyle. Arvada threatening a blitz. Here comes the blitz. Gabe Gonzalez on it. There's a screen to Kyle. There goes the junior, breaking tackles and picking up a 1st down inside the Arvada 30-yard line. Nice looking play there by Arvada West.
Yeah, great composure by Dave Wyatt. He read that the blitz was coming, and yeah, he didn't get panicked. He just waited for Brandon Kyle to sort of break out of the containment, and a little dump-off pass that goes for about 17, 18 yards.
Atchison, Ranson split left. Sims and Duran split right. 1st and 10 for Arvada West. Ball at the Arvada 29-yard line. Wyatt with the 3-step drop, looks down the middle, has Ranson wide open. Ranson's going to take it to the house and score, and just like that, we are tied. A 29-yard touchdown toss from David Wyatt to Josh Ranson.
It's almost like the Wildcats sort of let you think that you're going to have sort of a decent game here. And then, they give you that sort of impression. And then once they've got themselves in a little bit of a hole, they just jump out of it. And managed to score 2 quick touchdowns here in about the span of 2 minutes.
Kristen Kamen, I believe, attempting the extra point for the Wildcats. Good snap, good hold, kick is up and good. So Kamen makes good on the field goal attempt, the 5'7", 130-pound junior, and just like that, Arvada West takes a 1-point lead, 14-13, 5:05 left in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, we're looking at a pretty wide open game here tonight.
Right.
We're
Absolutely.
still got about 5 minutes left in the game. We've seen 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game we like to see. Not that we don't like defensive guys like
Right.
Mr. Palmer, Mr. Herr. We like to give them their just due, but when it comes right down to it, hey, we're suckers for offense.
Nothing's more, yeah, you're right, nothing's more exciting than a seesaw battle.
It's like those baseball purists say, you know, I have
Right.
as much fun watching a 1-0 great pitching matchup hogwash.
Ah,
Give me Coors Field baseball, 20-15.
Arvada West.
I don't care if a guy like Dante Bichette can hit 350 or not. Kicking off here for the Wildcats, Jace Fletcher, 175-pound sophomore. He made a tackle on the last time. Yeah, I remember calling Jace's name.
who says kickers can't tackle?
That's right. Nice end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded at the 5 by the Reds. That's Waskowitz trying his luck on the left side, and a pretty decent return out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And actually, Brandon Kyle, I think, was one of the Wildcats in on the tackle.
Down by number 20, Cisneros.
Drew Cisneros also in on that tackle there. And Tellett's getting a couple of words of encouragement and coaching before he goes onto the field here.
We've got McNeely, Morales, and Joe Knight, or Chris Chavez, I should say, at the defensive line. Bo Gertz with some pressure on Tellitz, forces Tellitz to throw it a little earlier than he would have liked. That's going to be an incompletion.
31, Tellitz is incomplete.
Yeah, and Tellett seems like, as you mentioned, he just came into being Arvada's quarterback 2 weeks ago, and I think he's still sort of getting used to playing that position. And you can tell that when the blitz comes, he sort of gets those happy feet and a little nervous back there. Maybe Arvada West knows that, and they're going to try to hopefully get him to throw some
Rattle the young kid earlier.
Yeah, get him to make some mistakes.
Bo Gertz applying pressure on that last play, a 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. I would imagine we will call that youngster's name a few times over the next couple of years. Little fake draw. Tellitz again, pressure, that time by Chavez. This time he completes it to Nezlotic, and that's going to be a pickup close to 20 yards in the play.
Number 31, Tellitz completes number 6, Derek Nezlotic.
First catch of the night by Derek Nezlotic. Goes for 20 yards. Tellitz 2 of 5 on the night for 23 yards, and that's going to be the Reds' second first down of the evening. Nezlotic, the tight end for Arvada. Right cell, split right. He leads the Reds in receptions, number 80. Waskowitz, split left. Fakes the draw again to Bashir. Tellitz rolling to his right, throws across his body. And Luke Vanola dropped one of the easiest interception opportunities he's ever going to get.
Yeah, in his defense, it probably was a little bit behind him, so he had to reach back and sort of grab it. But you're right. I'm sure he's telling himself he should have caught that ball for an interception. But that's a tough pass for Bouchier because he's got to throw it across his body. And just wasn't able to connect with the receiver and really get enough heat on the ball to make it to him.
Denny Freeney, number 35, checking in for the Reds. He's already caught a 49-yard touchdown toss from Nick Boucher earlier tonight. He's in the slot on the right side. Tellitz, short drop, lobs it to the left. Right cell was out there, but very, very good coverage on the play by J.C. Tyus, 6'1", 170-pound senior. Tellitz having a tough night, only 2 of 7 tonight for 23 yards, and the Reds now faced with a 3rd and 10.
Right, and it seemed like in the first couple of plays of the game on offense, they ran the ball with some success, and after that first series where they scored that touchdown deep in Arvada West territory, they really stuck with the pass here, and I thought they'd go back to some of that run.
3rd and 10, Arvada West with 1 receiver to the right, or 1 to the left, 3 to the right. Drew Cisneros blitzing from the right side. Tellitz under a heap of pressure. There's going to be a flag. That's got to be holding. Tellitz lobs it up for grabs, and the ball is caught. Tackles being broken, and on the catch for the Arvada Reds, Eugene Mitchell, a junior. However, this may be coming back because of a hold.
Yeah, give Tellitz some credit for just being able to scramble out and complete sort of a desperation pass, but you're right. If it wasn't for this penalty, I think Tellitz probably would have been sacked 10 yards in the backfield.
Tellitz showed some escapability back there, eluding the rush of 3 or 4 Wildcats. Threw it up for grabs. Mitchell made a great play on the ball. The defender kind of lost the ball. This is going to be a big-time penalty. It happens at Arvada's own 47-yard line from the spot of the foul. That's really like a 19-yard penalty.
Right, yeah.
3 penalties tonight for Arvada, good for 49 yards. You're not going to be able to do that against this Arvada West football team and get away with it. Now we've got a 15-yarder tacked on to that. Someone must have said something, and this brings up maybe the longest third down I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know that you can get much longer than this.
4 penalties, 64 yards tonight for the Reds. Bob Bose out on the field for Arvada. He is unhappy with the turn of events here as his team had the ball in Arvada West territory. Now they face a third down at their own 18-yard line. They've got to get to the Wildcats 38. That's 44 yards to gain on third down. If I were a betting man, I'd say this was easy money. .409 remaining here in the first quarter, and the way both these teams run their offenses, we may be here until the wee hours of the morning.
I was going to say,
clock is not going to run very fast tonight.
I was going to say you're right. With 2 teams that don't run the ball a whole lot, you're going to see a lot of stoppages of the clock. And we even got a late start tonight, 7:30 tonight, half hour later than usually we go here. So,
who were the schedule makers?
I know.
Should have started this thing at like 6:30. I would have been able to get out of work a little early, which is always a good thing.
Tell me about it.
You could have cut a class. You know how it goes.
Oh. Anytime I can cut class, I'm always doing it. Actually, but you know.
We've got another flag. I don't know who this is going to be on. Maybe Coach Bose, as he's still having a word with the referee. Is that going to be another 15-yarder on the Reds?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Right now, the Arvada Reds need to get control of the sideline because this is becoming comical. I mean, Arvada West is going to field the punt before the first down chains even start.
Right, you know, and it's not so much the players that seem to be out of control. It looks to be Coach Bose, who is, you know, obviously he's got a right to be upset, and now he's absolutely livid.
5 penalties now for 72 yards. Bob Bose very unhappy with the officiating here tonight. I'm not sure if you can really point your finger at the officials. I mean, at some point you just got to strap on that chin strap and play some football. Tellitz behind his offensive line. We've got 2 receivers left, 3 on the right.
Third down, 53.
Tellitz back to pass, throws a screen to Waskowitz. Got a little bit of running room, picks up a few yards from the 9 out to the 19. A pickup of 10 on the screen pass. Jesse Waskowitz gets 10 of those 54 yards back, and now the Reds forced to punt. And here's the interesting thing. Back at the Arvada West 45-yard line is Atchison and Ranson. The Reds have to get to the Arvada West 38 to pick up the first down.
So I don't even know if Arvada West fumbled the football here on the return, and they didn't get it at the first down.
Would it be a first down?
Yeah.
Atchison makes the catch at the 44, running to his right. We've got another flag on the play. We've got 2 flags, and Atchison runs about 30 yards and picks up none, yet there are 2 flags on the play. Probably some kind of hold or clip on the Wildcats.
That or, yeah. And if it gets Arvada, back them up some more.
See the officials standing there at the Arvada 44-yard line. 14-13's our score. Arvada starts the game off in fine fashion, taking a 13-0 lead on their crosstown rivals, but it's been all Arvada West since then. 14 unanswered points, and the Wildcats hold a slim 1-0 lead. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a clip on the Wildcats, so that'll be a 15-yarder. Their first penalty of the night's going to set them back inside their own 40-yard line. And the officials earning their keep here tonight.
Undoubtedly, I was wondering just how if the record is for most penalties in the game, yardage-wise, because we've certainly seen quite a bit here in the first quarter.
Well, we've seen 87 yards of penalty here in the first quarter, and may I remind you, we still got 3:21 remaining. So these two teams probably have more yards combined in penalties than they do total offense.
Right.
That may be a stretch, but we're just trying to make a point. So this time, let's see, the Wildcats are going to huddle up. Now the ball is being returned to the 44-yard line. Now they're going to mark it off again. Okay, so they're just remarking the ball to make sure they assess the penalty from the spot of the foul. And dare I say that it hasn't been a effort tonight by the officials.
No, it really hasn't. I think you would get no argument from
Bob Bozay or Dave Logan.
Right, exactly.
Especially Bob Bozay, because his team's been penalized 5 times for 72 yards. So Arvada West finally is going to set up shop at its own 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Wyatt fakes a handoff to Kyle, rolls to his right, throws. Ranson tries to run before he makes the catch, drops it, brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, probably could have had a good deal of running room there if he did make the catch.
You know, I think one of the reasons why Wyatt has been so spectacular the last 3 games has been because his offensive line's done a great job of keeping the defensive pressure off him. I think one of the reasons why he struggled earlier in the year is because teams were able to get pressure on him. He got a little rattled. One thing I've seen tonight, even though Wyatt hasn't had a bad night, 109 yards passing in the first quarter, I've seen Arvada get to the quarterback a little more often than some other teams, and they may generate some turnovers that way. Nice move on the ball by Atchison. Actually had a great chance to catch it. He totally faked out the defensive back, Yosef Bahraini, but couldn't come up with the catch.
Yeah, in fact, if that ball's thrown even 5 yards ahead of Atchison, probably he makes the catch and goes for a touchdown because he had beat the defender quite easily.
Wyatt 6 of 12 for 109 yards. He has thrown for 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 10. Sims is going to join Kyle and Wyatt in the backfield. That means Duran split left, Ranson and Atchison split right. Wyatt drops back to pass, throws to his right, has his man, but throws it off the helmet of Nick Boucher. Boucher went to tackle the receiver, didn't realize the ball was overthrown, and it hit him in the helmet.
Boucher, by the way, big fan of Jose Canseco. I just had to throw that in.
I was going to say, he reminds me of that 1-800-CALL-AT&T commercial with the guy who's married to Courtney Cox.
Yeah, he's got the
football lodged in his face mask. Yes, I do watch a lot of television. 3:05 remaining here in the longest first quarter in high school history. I'm not sure if that's exactly true or not. And a booming punt by Mike Duran. Boucher fields it off his fingertips at his own 40-yard line. The ball is kicked and recovered by the Wildcats at the Arvada 25. Jared Sanchez on the recovery for Arvada West.
Yeah, ball just went right off the fingertips of Boucher, and
all the penalties so far by Arvada, and now a turnover. Those are the things upsets are not made of.
No.
So that's going to give Arvada West great field position. Ball inside the Arvada 25. Actually, they spot it at the 24. And let's see if Wyatt and company can convert. That's Sims in motion from right to left. We'll hand off to Kyle. He breaks the initial tackle, runs ahead. Good, strong, aggressive running by Kyle. That's going to be a pickup of about 13.
Yeah, and that's what's made Kyle the new starting halfback for Arvada West. Mike or Dave Logan just felt wasn't getting the job done running-wise for the Wildcats. And Kelly has come in and really run with a lot of speed and just a lot of force in the backfield there, giving a nice balance to a predominantly passing offense.
There's a fakes a handoff to Kyle. Wyatt rolls to his right. That's Ranson inside the 5. He's going to be stopped short of the first down, but at about the 1 yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. Ranson 3 catches tonight for 40 yards. 7 of 14 tonight for David Wyatt, 119 yards. That's going to bring up first and goal from inside the 1 yard line. We have a timeout by Dave Logan and the Wildcats.
Mike would just be out there saying, hey guys, still the first quarter. Let's see if we can get to the second.
You know, I thought today a lot about a game that was played up in Boulder about 19 years ago, back in 1980. The University of Colorado played Oklahoma, who they play tomorrow afternoon, and Oklahoma beat the Buffs 82-42. And I remember at the end of the first quarter, I remember Larry Zimmer and the call saying, "We've played a quarter of football. Oklahoma leads it 21-7." And after every quarter, he recited the score. Well, I'm looking here, and we've got 14-13, 2:27 left here in the first quarter, and it's soon to be 21-13.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we may see a lot of points tonight. Kyle and Sims join Wyatt in the backfield. Again, Dave Logan and the Cats spreading out the Reds' defense. This time, Wyatt's going to go under center. He's going to sneak it behind Kip Rule. No sign yet from the officials. It looks like he was able to find the end zone, and I think they're going to say he did not get it. Nope, there it is. 1 yard touchdown run there by Dave Wyatt gives the Wildcats a 7-point lead. They will lead it 20-13.
Yeah, you know, we might see a lot of points, but right now you feel like Arvada somewhat struggling. They might not put up a lot of those points, and it could be just an absolute blowout here by Arvada West.
Thomas Valenta in to try the extra point for the Wildcats. On the hold, Nathan Fisher kicks up and good, but we have a flag. Fisher, a junior quarterback, 5'11", 165 pounds. Guess what? Another penalty on the Reds. So they've got 6 penalties now for 73 yards, and we're going to try it all over again. Valenta, the left-handed kicker. We've got another flag. Holy smokes. We're going to be here till Sunday. Dead ball foul, offsides on Arvada. My goodness. I don't even know how to mark that down. That's like a third of a yard penalty. Snaps down, kick is up, and it is no good. So after all that, Thomas Valenta misses the extra point, and that's somewhat important because it keeps the Reds within 7, 20-13.
You know, and I think that's Arvada's strategy, but to ice him. That's their way of icing him, is by encroaching and getting penalties like that. I mean, you know.
He was too close, right?
Right. Who knows?
And that had to be the shortest extra point in history with the 2 penalties. I mean, the ball was probably being snapped from inside the 1.
Yeah.
I wonder if Arvada West could have
declined those
penalties.
penalties.
Declined them and just snapped it from the 3. I mean, they very well may have. So Fletcher will do the duties for the Wildcats, kicking off. They lead at 20-13, and like I said, the first quarter is not over. We've still got 2:14 remaining. This game kicked off at 7:30, and right now it is 8:15. So we've been out here for 45 minutes, and we still have over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. This is going to be a 4-hour football game.
Don't tell me that, please.
Dare I say, the establishments on Pearl Street may be closed by the time you get back to Boulder. There's the kick. It lands at the 1. Does not go into the end zone, Boucher has trouble fielding it, and he is going to be swarmed under by a host of Wildcats. Bo Gertz in on the tackle, as was Keith Eberhard and Gianfranco Pacello. And Arvada's going to be forced to start this drive at their own 9-yard line.
It just seems like this quarter is getting weirder and weirder. That kickoff just sort of died like a rock on the goal line when it looked like it would for certain jump into the end zone.
Physics tells you that ball's got to go into the end zone, doesn't it? I mean, that's an AstroTurf bounce, not a bounce you get on grass. 2:09 left. Tellitz again empties the backfield. He has 5 wideouts. Arvada West threatening a blitz that passes to Waskowitz. He makes a nice catch. It's a short gain of about 3. He'll bring up 2nd and 7. Waskowitz, that's his 2nd catch tonight. He's got 13 yards receiving. Brenny checks out for Arvada.
Number 86, Schwab. 2nd down.
Mitchell and Wright-Sell on the left. Waskowitz on the right. Boucher joins Tellitz in the backfield. Cisneros coming in from his corner position on the blitz. Hand off to Boucher. A little bit of running room. Breaks a tackle. And he's got some room. Boucher across the 50, 40, 30, 20. Cuts inside. Is going to be tackled and fumbles. However, they're going to say he's down. Great hustle by Flora to tackle Boucher at the 11. I think that ball may have come out before he hit the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have a replay to check that. However, that is a great run, and I had mentioned earlier why Arvada did not seem to have, why they abandoned the run after that first drive, because it would work for them. They used it there, and Boucher goes for,
77 yards on the play, takes it to the Wildcats' 11-yard line, and like I said, 1:12 remaining, and the scoring is not done in this first quarter. Tellitz, again, no one in the backfield. That's a straight quarterback draw. He tries to break a tackle, but old Joe Knight won't let him go, and he struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. He does, however, we've got a flag on the play, and we've got another Arvada penalty.
How many is that now?
Well, I've got it down for 7, but it's really 8 because they had the meaningless one here on the extra point the second time, which was worth less than a yard, so I didn't even write it down. I'm going to have to be creative on my stat sheet.
Right.
I mean, I only got room for 10 penalties, and they've almost used it up in the first quarter. That takes the ball back to the 25. That's really like a 14-yard penalty. So they have 93 yards in penalties here in the first quarter, and as I mentioned, we still only have 42 seconds remaining. Tellitz with Boucher in the backfield. Fumbles a snap, picks it up, rolls to his left. He's probably going to throw this one away. He does. Incomplete pass, and boy, what was a great scoring opportunity for the Reds now is looking to be a disaster.
Yeah, you'd just like to get 3 out of this for sure, hopefully. But man, 93 yards in penalties in the first quarter alone. That's a bad night for a team in an entire game.
Yeah, that looks like Rick Neuheisel football.
Yeah.
Wright-Sell's going to go to the left along with Mitchell. Waskowitz on the right. We've got 2nd down and about 25. Tellitz and Boucher in the backfield. Tellitz drops back, has some time, throws to the right side. Waskowitz tries to make a nice play on the ball. Can't, and great coverage over there on the right side again by J.C. Tyus. And really, that's a pass play where the receiver doesn't even need to be open for the quarterback to throw it. He's hoping to just put the ball up in the air and hope his receiver makes a play on it. That time, Tyus had great coverage, kept his ground, located the football, and didn't let Waskowitz get to it. Tyus, a 6'1", 170-pound senior. 3rd down and 25. Again, Tellitz, lone man in the backfield, pump fakes. Finds a screen pass to Wright-Sell. Wright-Sell with some nice running inside the 10, down to about the 6. And that's going to put the Reds in field goal range if they choose to go that way. Actually, he's tackled at about the 7. Ball is at the 25, so that's a pickup of 17 yards.
They are going to decide to go for the field goal here as Nico, the kicker,
Nico Karavasilis.
Karavasilis.
Kick is up and good, so that gives the Reds 16 points. And with only 3 seconds left here in the first quarter, we've got a pretty good football game. Arvada West leads at 20-16. Karavasilis with a 7 plus 17, 24-yard field goal cuts the Arvada West lead to 4. And that also stops 20 straight unanswered points by the Wildcats. And for the third consecutive game, team's able to convert on a field goal against Arvada West.
Right. Kicker in this business is a good one, and good thing to have. But it seems like as many points has been put up already here in the first quarter, you would hope and you would expect that it's not going to come down to just a field goal, but it might.
Angelo Tellets 5 of 12 here in the first quarter for 53 yards. His counterpart Dave Wyatt 7 of 14 for 119 yards. Wyatt with 2 touchdowns, Tellets with none. They did, however, have a pass completed by running back Nick Boucher for 49 yards. That was good for a touchdown. 3 seconds remaining here in the first half. I believe that's Donald Hare with the kickoff duties. He kind of squibs this one. That's going to go out of bounds as well at about the 27-yard line, or they say the 30, but the penalty means Arvada West will set up shop at the 35, I believe.
And who's to say the scoring's not done here in the first quarter?
That's right, 3 seconds. Hey, we've seen Arvada West score in 3 seconds before. It does guarantee you that. And that's exactly where Arvada West is going to hopefully end the first half. Dave Wyatt and Brandon Kyle in the backfield. Wyatt back to pass, looks to his left, a screen pass is intercepted. And are we going to have another score? No, brought down at the 5-yard line is Derek Neslotic.
Wow, what a turn of events there. That'll certainly cause Arvada West to look back on that play and just say, maybe we should have just took a knee. I mean, obviously it's only the end of the first quarter, but
I'll tell you what, I thought of that. I thought, are they just going to run the ball and get the quarter over with? But then again, I mean, whether there's 3 seconds left in the quarter, I don't think you just abandon your normal offense only because there's 3 seconds left in the quarter. I mean, that just means you switch sides and continue to play. So I think you call your first down play regardless. Just turned out that Wyatt made a bad read, and Neslotic, who's playing a little defensive end tonight, didn't really rush the quarterback. It's almost somewhat of a zone blitz, per se, by the defensive end, and he made a nice catch because he was being blocked as the ball came his way. So Arvada gets the ball first and goal at the 5, and let's see if they can avoid the penalty bug and give themselves an opportunity to get in the end zone.
Yeah, because really that's been their worst opponent tonight. Not even the Wildcats, it's just been the yellow flag.
So first and goal at the 5. Boucher joined Tellets in the backfield. May want to look for a quarterback draw here. Tellets back to pass, throws a slant. It's off the hands of Waskowitz. Good coverage over there by J.C. Tyus. He's had a good game tonight for the Cats.
Certainly has.
That's been the MO on Tellets. He doesn't complete a lot of his passes, throws a lot of interceptions, and really doesn't throw for much yardage. When you look at his last 2 starts, Tellets only had 4, or his average is about 4 yards per pass attempt. That's not very good. Second down and goal from the 5 for Arvada. Hand off to Boucher. He's going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Rob Morella is the man who pretty much knocked him off his feet. He should get credit for the tackle. That could be a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 6. So the Arvada West Wildcat defense attempting to be fairly stingy here in the opening moments of the second quarter.
Yeah, and what a lift it would be for the defense if, they basically, Arvada could have scored 14 points. If they can hold them just to 6 points even, that'd be really sort of a moral victory for the Wildcats.
Yeah, if they came out of the end zone here and force them to kick another field goal, they'll still hold the lead, and that turnover won't be as damaging as first thought. Tellitz pump fakes, throws a screen to Wrightsell. Wrightsell has some running room, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Reds. First catch of the night to Troy Wrightsell, and it goes for 6.
Wrightsell made just a great pass. Oh, I'm sorry, Tellitz made a great pass to Wrightsell, who it's basically a little slant pattern.
And the extra point's up and blocked. And whistles blow. I guess in high school football you can't return it. And so Arvada West blocks the extra point. Nonetheless, a crucial Dave Wyatt turnover turns into 6 points for the Reds, and they now lead it 22-20 with 11:04 remaining in the second quarter. Tell you what, Arvada really hasn't had much going on offensively in this football game. I mean, that sounds strange to say, seeing how they have 22 points, but they've picked up 2 turnovers deep in Arvada West, or 1 turnover deep in Arvada West territory. They were the beneficiaries of a short punt by Duran early in the game, but their best play of the night really has been that little screen pass.
Yeah, and a Boucher's ability to sort of, when he gets some running room, he seems to be able to utilize that room and make some guys miss on defense. So,
the interesting thing, the Jeffco League's been known as the black and blue division of Colorado high school football. Neither of these teams have a running back listed in the Class 5A rushing leaders. That doesn't happen very often on 2 teams from the Jeffco League. It just shows that these 2 teams really like to spread it out and throw the football. Here his kick again is going to go out of bounds, and it appears that Arvada is just content to let Arvada West start at their own 35. However, some of the coaches on the red sidelines are a little frustrated with the gentleman doing the kickoff duties for Arvada, and that's their linebacker extraordinaire, Donald Here.
Right, and I don't know, excuse me for not noticing, but was Here doing was he kicking off in the beginning of the game?
No, I think Helis was.
Okay.
I think he kicked the one out of bounds, so they tried Here, and Here's now had 2 go out of bounds, so they may be coming up here and knocking on our door to have someone kick off. Wyatt's throw is caught by Ranson, breaks a tackle, stretches out across the 45-yard line for a first down. Nick Boucher in on the tackle.
Real heads-up play there by Josh Ranson. Knew how far he had to get for the first down and stretched his arms out, stretched the ball across the line there.
Ranson,
and got
4 catches, 51 yards. Mike Duran's only touched the ball once tonight. It's gone for a 50-yard touchdown. 1st and 10 for the Cats. There's a fake handoff to Kyle. Wyatt throws to his right, has Ranson again. Ranson juggles it, is tackled right at the first down marker. In on the stop for Arvada was number 17, Chase Cliver, I should say a senior defensive back, and that play should be good for a first down, or are we going to have a measurement?
I think that's what they're going to call, Eric. They're going to ask for a measurement here.
Measurement for the first down.
Josh Ranson coming into this football game was the 2nd leading receiver in the state as far as receptions, 41 catches, 641 yards on the year. Of course, he has had, that's going to be short by just inches, I see, huh?
Less than that, I tell you what, I don't think you can get much shorter than that, because that is probably just centimeters to a first down.
You or I might be able to pick that up.
Yeah.
Well, probably not, but. But as I was saying, Ranson, the beneficiary this year of Mike Duran's absence for most of the year. However, Duran's back, and Ranson's quietly having a nice little ball game. 5 catches, 61 yards tonight, and for a small guy, he really has an uncanny ability to run with the football after the catch. 2nd and inches, as you heard Matt say, for the Wildcats. Duran in motion from left to right. That's Wyatt. Throws it to Duran. Duran has some running room. There's going to be a clip. This one's coming back as Caleb Atchison clipped Nick Boucher, and I don't know if that will go for the first down or not since the clip happened past the first down marker. I would imagine it wouldn't. It would bring
Right.
up second down and probably about 10 or 11 yards.
Yeah. They'll spot the foul, and then they're going to march this one back. So,
Probably bring up about second and 12.
yeah. Interesting there. I mean, Dave Logan obviously sticking with that formation because, honestly, Dave Wyatt could have gone up under center and probably just quarterback sneak that one for the first down. Yet they decided to sort of, keep in that same formation that they've been running all night.
Well, I'll tell you what, Duran came in motion that time from left to right, and no one from Arvada followed it. Like there were two blockers on two Arvada West defenders, and then there was Duran. So they had a 3-on-2 basically out there on the right side. I think if you're Arvada, if you're a defensive coordinator up here in the booth, you need to have a talking to. I mean, you got to have someone following Duran. You just can't let Arvada West have a 3-on-2 on an island. Kyle goes in motion from the backfield to the left. Wyatt back to pass. Throws a slant. Ranson makes a catch. Has some running room. Breaks a tackle. He's gone, folks. 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it on the board. Josh Ranson. Oh, my. 59 yards on the play.
Looked a little bit slower than Mike Duran. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to make the guy look bad because that was an incredible run by him. And we mentioned he's small, but it seems like the Arvada secondary just isn't able to keep up with the breakaway speed that the Wildcat receivers have. And that's why, really, they got to be on top of every single catch, be able to tackle them after the catch is made. Because if you don't, you run the risk of allowing the Wildcats to run all over you and all over the field.
Tell you what, a great pass by Wyatt,
Right.
too. He split the two defenders on the slant, and once Ranson caught it in stride, there was no one who was going to catch it. 9:54 remaining, and Arvada West going to go for two. Wyatt makes a pitch to Kyle. Kyle breaks a tackle. He is going to be stopped short. Donald here, the first man on the play to get to Kyle. He eluded her, but that allowed the rest of the Reds to come over and swallow him up. So our score with 9:54 left here in the second quarter is Arvada West 26, Arvada 22. The shootout of Arvada continues. It's like the shootout at the OK Corral.
Yeah.
Dave Wyatt, 199 yards passing. Like I said, we still got over 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. He may go for 500 yards. 26-22, Arvada West. And that is the third lead change of the football game. Fletcher tees the ball up at the 40-yard line. You mentioned the weather tonight being a little colder than most nights so far this fall. Actually, I bet it's pretty good football playing weather because it's not too cold out there tonight.
Right, no. It's
Probably fairly comfortable once you're sweating and running. And
yeah.
Fletcher with a low kick, fielded by number 26. He brings it out to the 20-yard line, and that is Barani, a sophomore, Yosef Barani, running back and part-time defensive back for the Reds. And they've got 80 yards to go to take the lead in this football game. Tell you what, this Arvada team, we mentioned that it hasn't been a juggernaut offensively so far this year. That's what makes tonight somewhat surprising.
I mean, Arvada West defense has been prone to giving up some big plays and some big points this year, but you're right, not something we really expected out of the Reds.
First down and 10, ball at the 20. Tellitz hands it off to Boucher. He's got more running room. Vanola is going to be in on the tackle. That's going to be a pickup of 9 for Boucher. He's got 5 carries for 89 yards here tonight. Actually, that may be closer to 10. We may have another measurement for a first down. And Arvada may want to do a little more of that. They've had good success running the ball with Boucher. And if that slows down that Arvada West rush, that may open up things in the passing game.
Right.
We're going to have a measurement to see if Boucher indeed did pick up the first down. Nick Boucher last year an all-league performer on defense for the Reds, and he is going to be just short. Oh, they're going to give him a first down, pick up a 10. So he actually has 90 yards in the game.
Almost made up for those penalties.
Almost.
What do you think? I mean, I'm just curious, as a defensive player, what are you thinking out there in the field? Do you think, hey, you know, if we can get a stop, maybe that's going to give us the game, or do you just say, or do you just sort of expect your offense to just keep?
I still think that there's a pass out to the left side to Nezlotic. He is swarmed under, and that is going to be for no gain as the Wildcats defense was all over that Shane Marsh and Ryan Palmer, a couple of the gentlemen in on the tackle.
Because it seems to me like if you're a defense and you can just kind of get your troops to get 1 or 2 consecutive stops against a team your offense is playing so well, you almost feel like, you know, hey, that might be all we need to get us a win.
I still think that Arvada West defense tonight doesn't seem to have played too bad. They've given up a couple big plays, one on the run and one on the touchdown pass. But other than that, Arvada really has struggled offensively, I think. There, Tellitz finds Waskowitz on the right side. Pickup of about 5, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5. I mean, Tellitz is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of 16 for only 64 yards. So, I mean, they've bottled up Tellitz pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's right. I mean, the turnover, or I'm sorry, I guess the bad punt by Durham to start the game because Arvada ball at the 17. Then
you turn it over at your own 5, the interception.
Right.
I mean, they've given the Reds some very good scoring opportunities, but give Arvada credit, they've been able to capitalize. 3rd and 5 for Arvada. Again, Tellitz the lone man. A quick pass this time to Boucher. He swarmed under Ryan Palmer, the first man to hit him, the All-State performer at middle linebacker, and Boucher is going to lose a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down.
So Arvada West does get that stop on this occasion, and we'll have a chance to return the football here.
31,
Boucher, 2 receptions for -2 yards tonight for Arvada, and it seems like they're going to that little wide receiver screen a little too often. They need to maybe take a chance and throw some more kind of jump ball type passes deep. Because Arvada West seems to be sitting on that screen pass. Very poor kick by Tellitz as it goes out of bounds. About clipped Coach Logan on the noggin. And they're going to mark it out at the Arvada West 40-yard line. So we had 1 defensive stop. Let's see if we can get another. David Wyatt leads the Arvada West offense on the field. Last time Wyatt touched the football, he threw a 59-yard scoring strike to Josh Ranson. Ranson off to a great night, 6 receptions, 119 yards. We've got 6:59 remaining here in the second quarter. The Wildcats have a 4-point lead. 1st and 10. Wyatt eludes the rush. We've got a penalty flag. Throws deep. Has Duran wide open, and Duran short arms it. You don't see him miss many passes, and you can tell by looking at your screen he's not a happy camper, but there's a penalty flag. This one's probably coming back regardless.
Yeah, probably holding, and it's going to be a big penalty because it was done in the backfield. Well, offsetting.
Illegal participation on Arvada, holding on Arvada West, offsetting penalties, so we'll try 1st down all over again at the 40-yard line. If you thought this game was slow before, how about that? 1st and 10 by the Cats. We're going to do things all over again. Got 2 receivers split right. Duran and Lucas Wathier. Split left, Atkinson and Ranson. Wyatt under pressure finds Duran. Duran tries to break a tackle, can't. Picks up 7 on the play as Boucher and Anthony Tellitz in on the tackle.
And you know what, a late flag came in, and it looked like one of those flags that would indicate some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct because the play had long been since over. And this might be against Arvada West because...
Illegal participation.
Illegal participation again for the 2nd time on Arvada. And boy, when it rains, it pours, huh?
Yeah.
Is that going to be declined, or... Let's see what they do here.
League participation. Arvada.
It's an automatic first down. Is that a 15-yard penalty?
Arvada.
Whew.
45-yard line. It'll be first and 10. Arvada West.
And some of the fans even remarking at the restlessness of this constant delays.
That's 9 penalties so far tonight for the Redskins. Wyatt under center. Arvada West gets another first down by the way of penalty, and Wyatt's back to pass under pressure and sacked. On the sack for the Reds, Denny Freeney.
Arvada by number 36, Mike.
Actually, my fault. It was Mike Neslotic, number 36, an outside linebacker. And a big loss on the play, 12 yards on the loss. So
Second down.
David Wyatt has 3 carries for negative 28 yards, but he has a touchdown.
We'll figure that.
Odd line for the senior captain for the Wildcats. Brings up 2nd and 22. Duran in motion from right to left. Wyatt with a drop, a little screen pass to Sims. He gets some good blocks downfield and picks up about 10 of that 22 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Pass by number 12 wide, complete number
For
28.
Sims, that's his 3rd catch of the night. He's got 22 yards receiving.
And 2.
Duran and Wathier split right.
Third down and
Ranson
12.
and Atchison on the left. Sims joins Wyatt in the backfield. Duran in motion, number 2. Wyatt gets it to Duran on the right side. Herr in pursuit, and Herr's going to stop him about a yard short of the first down. Nonetheless, an 11-yard pickup, and that's going to put Arvada West in a 4th and short.
Yeah, Herr came up there and really made a great stop on Duran, as Duran's really tough to bring down. He's got good size, and also his speed just makes him incredibly hard to stop his momentum. Herr that time just sort of spun him around, but Logan will, well, now I think they're going to call a timeout here.
Probably a pretty
Yeah.
smart move. You got 4th and short. You're running a no-huddle offense. Take a timeout. You're still in the first half. You have the lead. Make sure you guys know exactly what's going on. Herr, we mentioned earlier, maybe one of the state's best athletes. This is a guy who goes about 6'2", I think about 230. He runs the 40 in 4.5. He's an all-state performer in baseball as well as football. And a couple of the schools he's looking at, I believe, are Nebraska, Southern Cal, Arizona, and even Colorado. But I guess Colorado's probably a long shot,
right,
seeing how they don't have a baseball program.
Right. Yeah, you know, I think that does tend to hurt Colorado's recruiting in some areas, because a lot of kids in the state are good baseball players and want to pursue both sports at the college level. CU just not offering that.
Seems though like when you get kids like Darnell McDonald and maybe Donald Herr, a lot of times I think those kids they sign to go somewhere to play football and baseball, and then they get drafted by baseball and they never go to college in the first place,
right,
like a Darnell McDonald. 4th and short. Wyatt back to pass, throws to his right. Ranson makes the catch. Good for a first down. Ranson's going to pick up more than that. Takes a big hit on the play, but not until he gets it down to the Arvada West 16-yard line. A pickup from the 36 of 20 yards.
And Ranson was so wide open, could have heard an echo out there.
7 catches, 139 yards for Josh.
First and 10, Arvada West.
Wyatt in the shotgun. Sims joins him in the backfield. Sims spelling Brandon Kyle this series. Wyatt back to pass, under a lot of pressure, avoids a rush, looks to run, and does so, steps out of bounds. Actually, he doesn't. Gets knocked out of bounds by Donald Herr, but not until he picks up a Arvada West first down inside the 5.
Great job there by Wyatt. He just sort of tight-roped the sideline there. But Donald Herr just absolutely tattooed Wyatt. Good to see him get back up. Not hurt after that huge hit.
First and goal for the Cats inside the Reds' 5-yard line. Wyatt in the shotgun. Sims again joining him in the backfield. Fakes a handoff, rolling to his left. Throws that pass almost intercepted. intended for Atchison. Wyatt just didn't have enough mustard on it.
You know, and I think if you looked at Josh Ranson, that probably would have been a touchdown, because Ranson seemed to have a lot of room out there in the left flat open. Wyatt instead trying to go to Atchison in the back of the end zone and nearly picked off.
Wyatt, however, with a great game, 13 of 22, 1 interception, 3 touchdowns, 240 yards. Got 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Wyatt looks to his left, throws to Duran. Duran's going to be wrapped up immediately. A loss of 6. Jesse Waskowitz reads that play perfectly. Third time Arvada West runs it. This time, Arvada makes the adjustment.
Well, eventually, just sort of out of dumb luck, you'd imagine that something, they keep running it at you.
Third and goal from about the 10. Arvada West trying to capitalize. Mike Duran signals for a timeout, and Dave Logan and his offense are going to talk this one over again.
This will be their last timeout with 3:34 here to go in the first half.
See Coach Logan huddling with his entire offense. It's funny how they do that in high school. You know, the coach goes out to the field and meets with everybody. Oftentimes in college or pros, you just get a captain or two coming over to the sideline, or the entire team will come over, but usually it's just a couple players. Those are guys who probably dedicate more time on a weekly basis to football as opposed to high school kids. So Coach Logan just making sure that everyone's on the same page, as is the Arvada defensive coordinator, who's out on the field as well. Well, I'll tell you what, the Battle of Arvada sure hasn't disappointed tonight. We've had fireworks galore, 3:34 remaining, and we've already seen 48 points put up on the board. Wide open offensive show here tonight at Jefferson County Stadium. Third and goal, ball sitting at the Arvada 10. Wyatt back to pass, looks to his right, rolling, tucks it under, is going to try to run, throws it to Duran. Can Duran get into the end zone? He does, and they're going to give him 6. Touchdown, Mike Duran.
Was that pass, I thought, was beyond the line of scrimmage?
He must have got it away before he crossed the line of scrimmage.
I guess, or there's just no call made, that because if I'm right, the line of scrimmage was about the 18-yard line or something.
I think it was the 10.
Okay. All right. Then the yard marker there is incorrect.
Yeah, they just
because
it was first and goal, so they just set him over there.
Okay.
10-yard TD for Duran, and Dave Wyatt's got his 4th touchdown pass of the night. Extra point is up and good. Taylor Palin, the 5'7", 125-pound freshman, puts the extra point through the uprights.
We're now at 33-22 with 3:23 to go.
244 yards passing for Dave Wyatt tonight. Mike Duran, 4 catches, 55 yards, and he also, actually 65 yards. Got 2 touchdowns and 4 catches tonight. So Mike Duran again faring very well since coming back from that broken collarbone. 33-22, 3:23 left here in the first half. Jace Fletcher will kick things off here for the Cats. Good kick by Fletcher. Waskowitz fields it at his own 2. Tries to get some blocks. Doesn't get very many. Somehow is able to get himself outside the 20. In on the tackle, Bo Gertz, along with Joe Knight.
So the Reds are going to start at their 22-yard line.
Tell you what, if Arvada can get some points on the board, needless to say, that would be very beneficial, but maybe even more beneficial would be for them to use up the remaining 3:15 on the clock and go into the locker room trailing by no more than 11, because I get a feeling if they give the ball back to the Cats, Arvada West is going to score. Tellett's back to pass, has his tight end as Loddick, and he breaks a tackle and is off to the races inside the Arvada West 40. brought down by Luke Vanola, but not until he gets down close to the 35-yard line.
Well, obviously they're not interested in taking the advice of a couple of broadcasters up here in the booth because if they had it their way, they'd score right away. But I think in the long run, you're right. This Arvada team obviously doesn't have probably the offensive firepower to match Arvada West, so they'd probably like to control the clock a bit more and not to let this one become an all-out shootout.
1st and 10 at the Arvada West 38-yard line. Tellitz back to pass, looks to his left, pump fakes, has some room to run. Jared Sanchez chasing him. I think Tellitz steps out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Nonetheless, a pickup of about 7. 3 carries, 20 yards for Angelo Tellitz.
Second down and 3.
Ball sitting at the Arvada West 31-yard line. 2:41 left here in the first half. Wildcats lead the Reds by 11. Tellitz joined by Boucher in the backfield. Fakes handoff to Boucher. Has a little pressure. Is going to break free. Throws to the left. And we've got a pass interference call on John Flora. And that's a great call. Pass may be intended for Nezlotic. Flora just shoved him. The pass wasn't tipped. That's pass interference.
You know, and that's sort of a lucky break for Arvada there because that pass wasn't, like you said, who knew who that one was really intended for, but just sort of out of coincidence, it happened to be near an Arvada player who was shoved out of the way by Flora, and that's going to give the Reds a first down.
Absolutely. 15 yards and a first down, and Arvada's got a little something going here in the final minutes of the second quarter. But you're right, that really did bail out the Reds because Tellitz somehow was able to keep his feet long enough to get rid of the football and really threw it out of desperation. Flora just shoved the receiver and failed to realize that would be pass interference.
Pass interference. Arvada West. Penalty takes the ball to the Arvada West.
Looks like
15-yard line, 1st and 10.
Chris Chavez is looking for a contact. He's going to have to leave the field. That's exactly right. And Jared Sanchez is going to come on. Chavez, I think, lost a contact. Found it pretty quickly.
Yeah, which is like literally beyond the chances of finding a needle in the haystack just about.
Kidding. Tellitz with no backs throws one to his left. That's Nezlotic down at the 5. Trying to break some tackles. Bo Gertz finally brings him down at the 4, but that's going to be a pickup of about 12 on the play. Another first down for the Reds, and they're in business. 2:24 remaining here in the second quarter.
Clock will now start to run.
Nezlotic's had himself a pretty good night. 4 catches, 73 yards for the big tight end for the Reds. He's been their main weapon offensively, or I guess their most consistent weapon offensively this evening. Tellitz back to pass, throws to the right. That pass is going to be knocked down. Jared Sanchez. Rob Morella is also in there creating a little havoc.
Defense played for Arvada West by number 51, Sanchez. Pass by number 31, Tellitz.
Loving a 20 tonight for Angelo Tellitz, 116 yards, and that does not include, it does include a touchdown. He hooked up with right cell on a 6-yard touchdown.
Right, in the last drive down here.
Tellitz rolling to his right. The left-hander throws across his body. That's up for grabs and out of the back of the end zone. He's crushed by Flora and Morella. Is actually Flora and Sanchez. No, check that. McNeely, Jaden McNeely, and brings up 3rd and goal. I knew I'd get it sooner or later.
It's just surprising to me a little bit that they haven't gone with the run here, Eric. I just feel like Arvada's run is something that Arvada West hasn't proven they can stop tonight completely, and yet they've managed to just continue to go with the pass down here.
3rd and goal. Tellitz is the only man in the backfield. A little quarterback draw, the run. He's fighting his way towards the end zone. Is going to be short, brought down at about the 1.5, maybe the 2-yard line. A pickup of 3 for Tellitz, and that's going to bring up 4th and 1, maybe 2 yards. An interesting play call for Bob Bose and the Reds, and they're going to call a timeout and discuss it.
Which would, to me, seem to indicate that they're going to go for it, which I think they probably ought to do here in this situation.
Down 11.
Right.
You never know how many chances you'll get in a football game. And Bob Bose calls his whole offense over to the sidelines. Donald here is coming into the huddle. I think they're going to put him in the backfield and hand it off to the big fella. He has carried the ball on occasion this year. That's something they didn't do last year, but Bob Bose changed for this year. He wanted to give here some carries here and there. Here hasn't carried the ball often, but he'll carry it 3, 4, 5 times a game.
I'm just laughing at here,
there.
Here and there. Here, carrying the ball here and there.
The Arvada faithful cheering on their troops. There you get a look at the Arvada West defense, and it's been a group that was maligned early in the year, has played better the last week or so, but tonight against a team that struggled offensively, Arvada had one too many guys on the field.
And I guess they got him off, so.
Oh, that was funny. Donald here scores a touchdown. That's not the funny part. The funny part was that number 61, Shane Morlock, he goes 216 pounds. He wasn't supposed to be out on the field. So the big fella's just rumbling to get off the field in time, and he does a dive to the sidelines. It must have got off the playing field.
Yeah, he dove over the sideline. I would, not much to say. That was probably the best athletic move on the field, and it didn't have nothing to do with the actual play.
So the Redskins here are going to go for 2, trailing right now, 33-29. Tellitz and Boucher in the backfield. Tellitz back to pass. Lefty throws it upside right cell with the catch, and the 2-point conversion is good.
33-30 now.
33-30. That brings Arvada within.
Right, the field goal.
That's right. Run right cell. 2-point catch. And 33-30 is our score.
Good.
I'll tell you what. I came to the stadium tonight thinking, you know what? This is going to be a lot like the Stanley Lake game. I think Arvada West is going to win fairly easily. And I told that to someone earlier in the day, and my friend said, it's the Battle of Arvada, I'm like, I don't think that really matters.
Right.
I guess it does matter. The Reds aren't going away quietly in this football game.
Not
63 point score in the first half.
Right. 36 in the first quarter and 27 here in the second.
I mean, I'd imagine the over-under was probably fairly high in the first half.
Right.
Not like this. Probably couldn't lay money on this
No,
game.
I was going to say.
You never know. Maybe up in Central City.
Right.
Duran and Sims back to return this kick. Caravallis back kicking off for the Reds after Donald here struggled with those duties last time. And Caravallis pooches it down. It's caught at the 20 and turned upfield across the 35, and that's where that play will be stopped. I believe that is Dallas Flug on the return, a 15-yard return, and Arvada West will get the ball at their own 35 with 1:29 remaining. And don't expect Arvada West to sit on this football.
No, they're going to try to take this one right down and score 7.
Kickoff return by number 25, Flug. First
That indeed was Flug on the return. So, first down and 10 for the Wildcats. Wyatt with 2 backs in the shotgun formation. Has a lot of time, throws it up, and has a man breaking free. Ranson running past Frazier and Burris, but the pass was overthrown by just a 25th attempt here in the first half by Mr. Wyatt. Have to ice down his arm and shoulder and elbow after this one.
No doubt.
Second and 10. Sims joins Wyatt in the backfield. That's a handoff to Sims. He's got some running room, and He's going to be tackled, not until he's well into Arvada territory. We've got a fumble, and the Reds say they've recovered. They have.
Boucher coming up with a fumble there. Stripped it out of the hands of the Wildcat runner and are able to come up with a big turnover here.
Second turnover of the night by Arvada West. That's a costly one because they're just maybe 20 yards away from maybe possibly being in field goal range.
Right.
So we've got
minute 13 to go.
minute 13 left here in the first half, and we'll see if Arvada will sit on the football or if they're going to go for it. I'm not sure what kind of leg Caravellas has. They're going to put one back in the backfield with the quarterback, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're not going to sit on it. Tellitz pump fakes, gets to the corner. He's going to run and stay inbounds across midfield. A pickup of about 6. I thought he was just going to run out of bounds.
Yeah. And looks like there's a flag down the far side of the field.
That could be offsides, maybe. Pass interference, something. Holding, maybe defense. Illegal procedure on Arvada, so check that run by Tellus. That'll be, what, a 5-yard penalty?
Right.
Their 10th.
Although they haven't had one in about 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, they've
so.
done pretty good there for a while. 10th penalty in the first half for 114 yards. It's going to make it 1st and 10, ball at their own 40. And I would think now they might run the football and just try to get out of this first half trailing by 3. I mean, you got 1st and 15, the ball's at your own 40. You got about a minute left in the game, or in the first half.
Don't want to do
You may just want to be
stupid,
content.
right.
You don't want to turn it over, give Arvada West a chance here to put more points on the board. Might want to hand this thing off to Boucher. Although Tellt's going to drop back to pass, throws a screen to Boucher. He makes a catch, and he picks up about 7 on the play. Adam Campbell on the stop. Bo Gertz there to help him out.
Boucher's going to get just past the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 situation now. Clock continues to run 37 seconds. Well,
And we have a timeout by Arvada, so they're not going to just run out the
No.
clock here. They're thinking of scoring. I tell you, I really think they're playing with fire right here, Matt. I mean, you don't want to turn it over and give Arvada West another opportunity. I think you're trailing by a field goal. It's 33-30. You have a little momentum.
right.
I might run the football here and you go to the locker room trailing by 3. But I've never made a single cent in my entire life coaching anything. So why listen to me, huh? Going to be 2nd down and 8 for Arvada. Ball's at their own 47-yard line. Took 63 points here in the first half. I mean, I'm sure that's not anywhere near a record of like 5 for a football.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what, if they keep up that pace, it may be.
Yeah.
You know, if this thing
I'd
ends up like 60-something to 50-something.
I'd be interested to crack open the record books and see what we're at.
Tellitz throws a screen. Waskowitz drops it, gets on top of the ball, thinking it may be a lateral. It wasn't, so that's an incomplete pass, and now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, close to a lateral there, and as you said, that's a situation where you're really playing with fire because it looked like that one might not have been a forward pass, and it was dropped by Moskowitz. And
no backs in the backfield with Tellitz. Arvada West rushes 3. Tellitz finds Neslonic down the middle. A bullet inside the Arvada West 35-yard line. And a pickup of about 21 yards.
they have no timeout, so they're going to have to line up quickly, and players motioning to Tellitz to spike the football here. Although it doesn't look like he is, well, now it stopped momentarily for the
Well, they got up to the
first
line of
down.
scrimmage pretty quick.
Yeah.
Tellitz spikes it, and we've got a flag on the play. What's that going to... Illegal grounding?
Is that because he was in the shotgun, perhaps?
Oh, do you have to be under center? Oh, jeez. They just can't do anything right. It's cracking me up. They got 11 penalties in the first half. You kidding me?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You know, and I've seen it I guess, I don't
And
know.
that's what, oh my, that's from the spot of the foul. 12 yards, takes it back to the 45. Holy smokes.
And, you know, I think you lose it down there on that one, so it's second down now. Second down, yeah, you're going to call it second down and call this one about
Man, till it's back to
24.
pass. Looks to his right, throws it out for grabs. Actually had a man open. The pass was a little short to Boucher, so it's going to be incomplete and bring up third down.
I'm thinking back, I mean, the instance is, you know, obviously it seems like every week you see one instance on television, be it the NFL, college, or something, where quarterback spikes the football.
Every time, though, it's always under center. You never see him do it from the
right.
shotgun. You know, at least I haven't.
Right.
So
and I can't think of a situation where I have either. So
that's probably the right call. Third down and what? 22. Ball at the 45. Till it's back to pass. Throws deep down the left side. Overthrows the intended receiver Waskowitz, and that'll bring up fourth down. or 13 of 26 tonight for Waskowitz. 104 Tellitz, 144 yards here in the first half. 3 seconds remaining, so I wonder if they're going to just throw a Hail Mary. I think Tellitz has a pretty strong arm. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he could throw this ball 45 yards.
Well, I mean, it would seem like, you know, they're not going to take a knee because that would give, you know, probably Arvada West 2 seconds to try to do something. So they might just waste the clock.
Although I'd hate to see him get sacked. And 3-man pressure by, almost a little Hail Mary. The pass can be intercepted by Luke Vanola. The half ends, however, and it's been a barn burner.
Absolutely.
The Battle of Arvada has been an offensive explosion. 33-30 is our halftime score. When we come back, we'll run down some second half stats for you and have the second half when we come back on the Arvada West. Welcome back to Jeffco Stadium here in Arvada. The Battle of Arvada has turned out to be a shootout here at the half. The score 33-30. Arvada West leads Arvada. Matt Monahan has some halftime statistics.
Yeah, both teams not struggling offensively, I think would be a pretty safe term to use for the first half. Arvada surprisingly get it done with both the run and the pass, 115 yards on the ground. 77 of those, however, coming on the run of Nick Boucher. However, 193 yards passing by a couple of Arvada players, most forefront. Tellitz, also the running back, Nick Boucher.
There you go.
Halfback option, long pass to Freeney for a score there in the first half. However, 126 yards, penalties for Arvada. That if that's not a record, it's got to be close. And I would imagine that at halftime, coaches are probably mentioning something about the penalties. Although Coach Mike Bozay was probably guilty of about 45 of those penalties himself.
Back to back.
Yeah, I mean, if he was a baseball coach, he would have been ejected by this point. However, Arvada not struggling as well. 244 yards passing by David Wyatt. 260 yards total offense, so struggling on the ground a bit. Two turnovers, an interception, and a fumble really have allowed Arvada to keep close in this game, Eric, as we get the second half just underway in a moment.
Jace Fletcher again will kick things off to start the second half. 63 points in the first half. I'm guessing these two teams are going to be hard-pressed to match that. Kick fielded by Waskowitz across the 20 and hog-tied and wrestled down at about the 30. Luke Vanola in on the tackle. You have some individual statistics to pass along?
Yeah, Matt Sims rushing one rush, 20 yards. David White, 15 of 25 in interception, 244 yards, but 4 touchdown passes coming to 2.
He continues to sizzle, doesn't he?
Phenomenal. 2 to Josh Ransom, 1 to Mike Duran, and he also ran for a score himself, giving him...
Duran's caught 2.
Duran's caught, okay, Duran, yeah, that's right, Duran has caught 2 touchdowns.
Back to live action, first down and 10, and there they hand it off to Boucher. Joe Knight in on the tackle. A short gain of 1 for Boucher, call it 2nd and 9.
Ranton, as we mentioned, has 2 touchdown catches tonight, 7 catches all total, 139 yards in the air for him.
And Derek Neslotic, the tight end for Arvada,
Right.
he's really been the catalyst for them offensively.
Right. 4 catches, 73 yards for him. Both the Neslotic brothers in quite a game for themselves here tonight.
Yeah, defensively,
Right.
his brothers had a great game, number 36 from his linebacker position. Tillotz fakes the handoff. We've got a penalty flag. No surprise there. And we'll see what the call's going to be. Illegal motion on the Reds. As I hear someone yawn next door to us. My sentiments, exactly.
Yeah, well, you know,
Not that it's been a boring game, but, you know, I mean,
well, the
they
game,
had,
right.
what,
The game did start 2 hours ago now at this point, and really, if it wasn't for somewhat of, I guess, a speedy second quarter.
they've had 12 penalties for 136 yards. Are you kidding me? Man, we're towards the end of the season. Oh, almost a great catch by Neslotic. Palmer gives him a little pop, and it's going to be an incomplete pass by Tillotz, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 15.
I think it's important here for Arvada to put together some sort of offensive movement here, because last couple of weeks, Arvada West has really been a dominant team in the second half. The team to let teams sort of hang around in the first half, but when it comes to that third quarter, boy, they've managed to clamp down defensively and put an awful lot of points on the board here. And Arvada is going to have to get moving here if they're going to do anything like that on this first drive.
3rd down, 15. Tillotz back to pass, looking for the screen, finds a man. That's Mitchell. He's going to be brought down. That's going to be a short gain and maybe a yard on the play. And Adam Campbell there with a nice tackle from his quarterback position.
Pass by number 31, Tillotz, complete to Brady 2, Mitchell. Stop is made by
First
number
catch of
10,
the night
Campbell.
for Mitchell.
Fourth down
And Arvada's
12.
forced to punt, so the
31
Wildcat
Tillotz.
defense comes up with a nice little stand here to open up the second half. Tillotz back to punt. Nice snap and a low driving kick is going to be fielded by Duran. Duran really has nowhere to go, no gain on the play. Good coverage by the Reds, and the Wildcats set up shop at their own 40-yard line.
Good field position here. And last week we mentioned David Wyatt, 307 yards passing. He's already got 244 tonight in the first half. So expect some more big things from him here. As really there seemed to be no reason why they would switch up their offense when they've been having so much success.
Well, they've scored 42, 28, and 23 points in the last three weeks, but Wyatt's been spectacular, throwing for no less than 295 yards, and there's about 9 more to Mike Duran.
Pass by number 12, Wyatt completes number 2, Duran.
Duran with his 5th catch of the night, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very efficient evening for Duran. Actually, that's a first down.
1st and 10. Arvada West. Ball at the 50-yard line.
1st and 10, ball at midfield. Wyatt in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left and 2 right on the short side of the field. Sims and Wathier split right, and that pass is to Sims, overthrown, nearly intercepted by Boucher. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Number 12 Wyatt, intended for number 28 Sims is incomplete.
Good hit there by Jason Frazier, the defensive back
Number 25
on Atchison.
Frazier. 2nd down and 10.
Like I told you off air a little bit ago, I just can't imagine these two teams are going to nearly keep up the pace that was set in the first half. I mean, I would imagine, I'd be surprised if someone gets more than 50 points. There, Mike Duran is going to be cut down in the backfield on the tackle. Gabe Gonzalez, he leads this team in sacks. That's not a sack, but it is a tackle for a loss. Big play there by Gonzalez.
You know, you're probably right about there being a little bit of a less scoring attack here in the second half. I'm sure both of these coaches probably made some adjustments to their defense in the second half to cope with both sides' offensive prowess so far.
3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for the Wildcats. Wyatt back to pass, throws across the middle. The pass is going to be caught Tackled immediately is Ranson, but he's going to be very close to a first down.
Number 4, Ranson.
I think we're going to have a measurement.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, that's a great pass and catch because Ray Burris was right there on the coverage. Ransom made a nice catch and was even able, as he was being tackled, to stretch the ball out to make sure he tries to get the first down.
Well, they're not going to measure. They're just going to
Stay
stay
short.
fourth down. So no surprise here, though. Arvada West planning on going for it.
4th and short. I'm going to guess Wyatt's going to step up under center and go for it again. They've had trouble with the snap. They snap it. There's the option. Pitch to Duran. Duran's got to break some tackles. He is hit hard, and I don't know if he got it. Wow, was he popped hard.
Yeah, well, where they're spotting the ball, I don't know that he got it. I kind of doubt it, but
Donald here is saying, hey, you gave him a generous spot. We'll see what happens, but that was quite a collision.
oh. Yeah, because it looked like Duran was going to get that extra yardage that he needed, and Arvada is saying that they have the football. It should be their ball, but we will get a definitive answer here.
Do I see Duran out there on the field, or did that hit send him to the sideline?
No, he's out there.
They stopped him. Yep, there's Mike Duran right there walking off the field. And a big defensive play there by the Reds, so maybe while the first half was an offensive explosion, the second half is going to be predicated by defense.
Right, I think that's a big boost to Arvada there. They realize that their defense can stop this Arvada West team.
I still don't like the fact, and Dave Logan's been consistent in doing it the last few weeks, I don't like when it's 4th and short running out of the shotgun. I mean, that time the snap was good and everything, but we've seen it happen before. I really think if it's 4th and that short inches, you just stick your quarterback up under center
Right.
and either run him or put Zach Ewey in the game and run Ewey something. There's a nice catch or toss and catch from Tellitz to Waskowicz. A first down out to the Arvada West 47 and a pickup of 14 yards.
Stop made by number 10, Campbell. 1st and 10, Arvada.
For Waskowitz, it's his
4th catch of the night. First down for the Reds, ball in Arvada West territory. They only trail it by 3, 8:25 remaining here in the third quarter. No running backs joining Angelo Tellitz. Looks to his left, throws, and that pass is intercepted. J.C. Tyus with the pick. He returns it to his team's 40-yard line, and that time Arvada West was in a zone, and Tyus just made a nice break on the ball.
Yeah, he did. You know, and that was really that interceptions on Tellitz there. The ball was kind of just floated up in the air, and Tyus really just made an easy catch on the interception. So, will look like a huge momentum boost for Arvada is going to go for naught. This ball is going to be given right back to the Wildcats.
Third turnover of the night by the Reds, and Arvada West gets the football back immediately. Sims in motion. Wyatt rolling to his right, pressured by Nedselak. Holds the ball, throws, and that pass is knocked away from Ranson. No flag. I thought the defender might have got there a little early.
Well,
Brian Strader on the coverage.
Well, let me tell you why I don't think it was a the flag was thrown, because the ball was tipped before it got to Ranson.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so when you have a ball that is tipped by any player, it is immediately up for grabs, and there is no pass interference if contact is made before the ball reaches the player.
2nd and 10 for the Cats. Duran joins Wyatt in the backfield. Wathier and Sims split right. Ranson and Atchison split left. Caleb Atchison yet to catch a pass tonight. Duran in motion, and again they've got 3-on-2 out there on the right side. Wyatt steps up, throws. That pass caught by Wathier. Good, probably for a first down. However, we have a flag, and one can only imagine that it's a hold. No, it's a
roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Wyatt hit the deck after the play was really out of his area.
And do they tack that on after the catch?
Sure, I think so.
Man. Arvada continues to kill itself with just stupid penalties.
13 penalties for 151 yards. Lucas Wathier picks up his first catch of the night. Lucas, a 5'6", 125-pound junior.
Roughing the passer, Arvada. Penalty moves the ball to the Arvada 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Arvada West.
So first down for the Cats. They have it at the 35-yard line of the Reds. Still looking for our first score here in the second half. Wyatt throws a bullet to Sims. Sims swarmed under by a host of Reds. Pick up a 5 on the play.
See if that penalty would come back to haunt them. The Reds now, as Arvada West can score here, would most certainly probably be on the strength of that, as you mentioned, just sort of a boneheaded move there to knock down Wyatt at the end of the play.
Two backs join Wyatt in the shotgun. That's Duran in motion to the left, and Wyatt's back to pass, throws, and that pass almost intercepted. The guy, Waskowitz was breaking on the football. Nonetheless, a pickup of 10, and I believe the man with the catch was Lucas Wathier.
Yeah, it was really just a nicely threaded pass, though, I think. And, yeah, I mean, there are instances, you know, when you're going to put a pass close to a defender, but if you throw it well enough, like Wyatt did there.
Wyatt's thrown a couple nice passes
Yeah.
on a few slants, and that throw right there. I've really been impressed with his play over the last few weeks. Another pitch and another catch this time. Is that Wathier again?
I think it was Matt Sims, I want to say.
Yeah, you're right. And that's a pickup of 6. So slowly and surely, Arvada West moving the ball down the field. They've got it inside the Arvada 15-yard line. There's a handoff to Duran. He's got some running room, and he's going to take it to the house and score. Referee goes down at the goal line. Nonetheless, a pickup of about 14 on the run for Duran, and Arvada extends its lead to 9.
Yeah, nobody really even laid much of a hand on Duran there. It's almost like you have to plan on your hit before he even reaches you, because if you wait too long, he's already by you. And that time he was in the end zone.
Kristen Kamen on the field to attempt the extra point for the Wildcats. Snap's good. We've got a penalty. What, offsides on Arvada?
That's my guess.
Of course, it could be a false start. And it's offsides on Arvada. Well, they're going to try that. We'll commit a couple penalties, take them too close, and
yeah, exactly.
That's right, miss the extra point. So Kamen will try it again. Fisher, the holder, gets it down. Kamen's kick is up, and it is good. 40-30, Arvada West extends the lead to 10. Actually, nice job there by Nathan Fisher, the junior quarterback and holder for the Wildcats. It wasn't a great snap. He was able to catch the ball and put it up for Kamen, and she drilled it home. So as we expected, things have kind of slowed down here in the third quarter. We're about midway through the quarter, and we've only had one touchdown on the board. 40-30, Arvada West with a 10-point lead. That interception really hurt Arvada. They get that turnover, you know, and they've got good field position and have a nice pass to Nizladic, and then they get a penalty that sets them back.
Boy, yeah, no, you feel like if they had even played with half the mistakes they've made tonight, they'd probably even be in the lead.
Got 151 yards in penalties. That is tough. I mean, to have that many yards in penalties and still have 30 points on the scoreboard, that's somewhat of a remarkable accomplishment. Fletcher with another good kick. This one's fielded by Waskowitz, and again, he has very little blocking in front of him, some nifty running. However, there's a flag on the play. He is going to be tackled short of the 20, and it's amazing to me how the front line blockers for Arvada can't pick anyone off. Every time there's a kickoff, I see like 5 Arvada West guys who haven't been touched.
This is going to be a block in the back against Arvada.
I don't want to make it sound like, I'm not rooting for Arvada, but, I mean, this is like their 15th penalty of the night.
Ripping. Arvada.
What's that, another 9 yards?
Penalty moves the ball to the Arvada 7-yard line.
14th penalty for 160 yards. I don't know where I'm going to keep track of all these penalties. Need an abacus or something. 6:04 left here in the third quarter. Arvada with the football, 1st and 10 inside their own 10-yard line. Tellitz back to pass, has Boucher wide open, overthrows him, and boy, Boucher was wide open on that one.
Yeah, he really was. Looked like he might have taken a hit, even if he had made the catch there, but nevertheless, probably one he, I think, probably should have caught.
15 of 32 for 159 yards is Angelo Tellitz, the senior quarterback for Arvada, we should mention. He hasn't been the quarterback the entire year for Arvada, only became the starter 2 games ago, and has played okay considering the circumstances. Tellitz on a quarterback draw has a little bit of running room, brushes the official, has more than a little bit of running room, has a lot of running room, takes it from the 8 out to the 25-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup and a 1st down for the Reds.
I think that's one of Tellitz's best attributes as a quarterback, is his ability to run. And it seems like each time they've ran that quarterback draw, he's been somewhat successful in picking up yardage.
That reminds me a lot of Nebraska. What they like to do is, they don't spread you out often, but they will, like in 3rd and long. They'll spread you out and then run just that quarterback draw. That's a lot. That play looked a lot like what you see from the Cornhuskers. Tellitz with the pass. It's going to be caught over there on the right side. Right cell with a 7-yard pickup.
31 Tellitz complete to number 80 right cell.
That's his second catch of the night. Again, right cell, 28 catches, 391 yards coming into tonight's game. So he's got 30 catches now on the season for over 400 yards. Pretty good year so far for right cell, who I believe is a senior. 2nd down and 4 for the Reds. Clock is moving, 4:57 and counting here in the third quarter. There, Tellitz finds his running back, Boucher, and Boucher has it across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. A pickup of 5, and that should be good for 1st down.
Yeah, that throw was even a little bit low. I think if Tellitz gets that ball up there, Boucher catches it without having to go down to a knee. Might even pick up an extra 5 or 10 yards on that play.
3rd 1st down here in the 2nd half for the Reds. So they've done a nice job of moving this ball out of the shadows of their own end zone. Tellitz, another quick drop, another short pass to Boucher. He breaks a tackle, tries to get away from Cisneros. He gets a little help, but remains in on the play, and that'll be about a 7-yard pickup. So Arvada doing a nice little job here with the short passing game. Giving Tellitz a few completions, that's going to build his confidence, and sooner or later, Arvada West is going to have to take a chance, and if Arvada can catch him taking a chance and go deep, may result in a big play.
Right.
Actually, that was close to a pickup of 8. Tellitz back to pass, again another short drop. Again, Boucher makes a catch, brings it across midfield down to the Arvada West 46. That's a 10-yard pickup.
Number 7 Boucher.
Yep. Pretty much not doing a whole lot of things fancy on Arvada. They just seem to be running some about little 10-yard routes. And
well, Boucher seems to run about a 3-yard route off the line of scrimmage. He's unaccounted for by the Arvada West defense, and whatever he can pick up after the catch is just kind of gravy.
Sure.
1st and 10 ball at the Wildcats' 46-yard line. Nice little drive being mounted here by the Reds. Tellitz back to pass. Again, another short pass is caught again by Boucher, and that's 7 more yards.
Almost safe to assume that if you don't know who's making the play out there for Arvada, it's probably Boucher. And on that play, picks up 6 yards and a 2nd down inside the Arvada West 40.
7 catches, 39 yards for Boucher, and Tellitz has completed 5 straight on this drive. 5 for 5, 37 yards for Angelo Tellitz, and Arvada's got the ball inside the Arvada West 40. Back to pass again, another short pass. That time it's overthrown J.C. Tyus trying to make a play on the ball, and there goes that 5-for-5 streak I was talking about. Jinxed it. So that brings up third and about 4. Good time for a little quarterback draw again. Successful with it last time.
Boucher is just coming back in the ballgame right now, and I think that he's pretty much your best player offensively, and I would try to get it to him.
He's going to line up where he's been successful. This time he is accounted for, however. Till it's back to pass. We have a whistle and another penalty flag. What's that, delay game?
I believe that's what the all was signaled as.
It didn't seem like an inordinate amount of time went by. But
Larry Gaines, Arvada. Apparently moves the ball to the 45-yard line. Third down
the
and 9.
15th penalty of the night for 165 yards. Man, oh man, just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. Third and 9. Tellitz back to pass, lobs one up to Ned Zlotic, and that pass is intercepted. Drew Cisneros on the pick, and he's got a nice little run back out to the Arvada West 30.
Yeah, second pick by Cisneros. He had one to end the first half. And this one comes with Arvada really looking like they want to put something together.
30-yard line.
Ending another Reds drive.
Fourth turnover of the night by Arvada, their second here in the second half. And really, I mean, that was a case where the penalty forced them into something that they haven't had much success in doing. And I think Arvada West has made a nice defensive adjustment there on Neslotic. That's a play that Arvada made a living on in the first half, and he had 3 defenders on him that time. Wyatt back to pass, finds Atchison. He falls forward for a first down, a pickup of 10, and Arvada West now moving the football.
It looked like they're trying to go to their hurry-up offense here.
Atchison's first catch of the night. Wyatt now 34 attempts, 308 yards passing, back-to-back 300-yard performances by Wyatt.
Which already better than last week's effort by a single yard tonight.
He had 6 TDs last week, and he has, I think, 4 passing tonight,
and
1 rushing.
Right, he ran for one as well. So.
And I said this last week, and I'll reiterate it. This is a different quarterback than the guy we saw the first 3, 4, 5 games of the year. He really struggled with turning the ball over in those first couple of games, but the last 3 or 4 games, I mean, he's been as good as any quarterback in the state. I mean, I still think that David Wyatt, these last 4 or 5 games, may be continuing his football career, because I don't doubt there are some Division II, maybe some NAIA or Division III schools who are taking a good long look at him. I mean, he's put up numbers that you can't ignore the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Right, it's not against poor competition. I mean, these are quality teams that he's been playing against.
5A in the state of Colorado. First and 10, ball at the 40-yard line for the Wildcats. They indeed did pick up a first down. We've got a flag and probably a false start on the Cats.
It was 60 for the Wildcats that jumped.
Dead ball foul
Nick
start,
Aiden
Arvada West.
just sort of flinched out of his crouch before the snap.
5-yard penalty. So Arvada West has committed 4 penalties for 50 yards. Arvada 15 for 165. Glaring discrepancy there. First and 15. Wyatt grabs a snap, little screen pass to Duran, hits his lineman in the back. We've got a flag, and could be another penalty on Nick Aiden as it was thrown in his direction.
That's right, the flag was thrown right at him. I saw him sort of getting off.
Arvada West.
And
55, Brandon Rito.
That's going to be another penalty on Arvada West. I missed at the call. I think it was holding. Yeah, that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. That's going to bring up first down now and 25. And it was indeed a hold.
So they're backing up like Arvada did when they had that 3rd and 54. Of course, Dave Logan not incurring any more harm for his offense as Bob Bose did. A little bit of a blitz by the Redskins. That pass is batted in the air. Dangerous play because that easily could have been intercepted. Incomplete pass. And you know what? I like that defensive play. You got 1st and 25, but Arvada, I mean, didn't sit back. They brought some pressure.
No, I think because they realized that you don't want to give their receivers any chance at all to catch the football, because if they do, you know, they've already hurt you several times tonight. So, you know, you bring a blitz and force Wyatt to really make a pass he doesn't want to throw.
Minute 25 left here in the 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter moving very quickly as compared to the first half. Wyatt back, 2nd down and 25 for Arvada West. Throws it out to Ranson, and Ranson breaks a couple tackles, takes it out to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 10, and that'll bring up a somewhat manageable 3rd and 15.
And Ranson continues to have a great night. 9 catches, 162 yards. That does include 2 touchdowns.
Tell you what, Ranson has been a wonderful player all year long for Arvada West. When Duran went down with an injury, he did all he could to make those effects not as big as one would expect. And there's a pass to Ranson. That would have been a tough catch a la Willie Mays in the 54 World Series. Couldn't come down with it, and Arvada West is forced to punt.
Yeah, Ranson, as you mentioned, he's just such a great player to have in your squad because he's so reliable. He's got good hands, and he's got great speed, and he's just somebody you can count on to make catches if you need him. That time, as you mentioned, that would have been a tremendous catch, and you can't blame him for not making it. He had to sort of look behind him and over his head.
44 seconds remaining, and Mike Duran is going to be tackled. The snap was a little high. Gabe Gonzalez came in from the right side. Duran figured, I'm not going to get this punt off. Tried to run for it, and Gonzalez tripped him up from behind.
Yeah, it wasn't a fake punt to me. I just think that the rush from Arvada was too much by Gonzalez, and Duran felt like he was going to have it blocked, and he was better suited to just try and run it. But great defensive play there.
Gabe Gonzalez is quite a story for Arvada. The guy plays outside linebacker on defense. He is a tackle on offense. 5'8", 155 pounds. There's a little screen to the tight end, and Zlotek, he does a good job of breaking some tackles and getting something out of nothing, to use an overused cliche. We'll call it a pickup of about 4 on the play.
And for all the mistakes that Arvada's made here in the second half with penalties and turnovers, if they can get a score here,
they're back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Final 5 seconds here. I don't know if they'll get the playoff before this period ends.
Familiar no-back set. They do. Snap is good to Tellitz. He looks right, throws left. That pass is thrown and batted down by Cisneros. Campbell there on the play as Tellitz threw into double coverage, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 6. And we've finished 3 quarters of play. Arvada West leads Arvada 40-30. This game was a shootout in the first half, and it's turned into a defensive struggle in the second half. We will come back with more. 4th quarter remains here at Jeffco Stadium. A West over Arvada, 40-30. Welcome back to Jeffco Stadium. 12 minutes remains in the battle for bragging rights in Arvada as the Wildcats lead the Reds by 10, 40-30. Crucial 3rd down opportunity coming up here for Arvada. Tellitz in the shotgun, looks to his left, throws, passes caught by Nezlotic. He's going to be tackled by John Flora. Short of the 1st down, a 5-yard pickup is going to bring up 4th and 2. I'm guessing Arvada's going to try to go for it.
Well, it depends how much confidence they have in their field goal kicker. to come out and attempt this one, it'd probably be around, about 35 yards, and I don't think that they're going to try that. It looks like they're probably going to try to go for it here.
Eugene Mitchell checking in, number 82 for the Reds, 4th down, and we're going to call it 3. One back joining Tellitz in the shotgun. Arvada West calling for a timeout, and they're going to get it. So Arvada West calls a timeout, and 4th and 2, 4th and 3 here. What would you call that?
Well, I like getting the ball to either Bouchier or Zlatic, obviously, in a short pass. That seems to really work for them here in the second half. And if you want to maybe, I think on a 4th down call, maybe it's a little risky to try and run a quarterback draw. Obviously, you're going to be getting a lot of pressure up the middle, probably from Arvada West. So, probably a short pass. You never know.
You know what they haven't used here in the second half is saw them in the first half, Alla A West fake the handoff out of the shotgun to the running back and then roll Tellitz out. I wouldn't mind seeing them go back to that. They haven't used that in quite a while. I like the opportunity of getting Tellitz, a guy who has pretty good speed, the option of either run or pass out of the perimeter.
I saw early in the first quarter, here, he was able to roll out to his left his speed is something I think Arvada needs to do.
And here we go, 4th down and about 3 for the Redskins. No backs in the backfield. Tellitz back to pass. Quick drop is caught by Wrightsell inside the 10. J.C. Tyus on the coverage. Just a little too late. A pickup of about 8 on the play, and more importantly, a 1st down for the Reds.
Keeps the drive alive, really keeps the game alive in some senses for Arvada. They needed that 1st down.
10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Wrightsell, 3 catches tonight, 21 yards. So 1st and goal, ball inside the 10-yard line for the Reds. Again, no running backs in the backfield with Tellitz. There's a little quarterback draw, has some running room across the 5 and tries to fight his way into the end zone. He's going to be stopped short at the 1, but that quarterback draw picks up some valuable yardage in the red zone there for the Reds.
Something Arvada West has not stopped all
Down
night.
at the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal.
6 carries for 48 yards tonight for Tellitz. And wholesale changes come into the football game for the Reds. A lot of the skill position guys, Waskowitz and Fenney, etc., come out, and guys like Donald here come in here, 6'1", 230 pounds. He takes a handoff and he plunges his way into the end zone. And we've got ourselves a football game again right now, 40-36. Reds trail the Cats by 4. 10:18 left here in the 4th quarter, and Arvada finally puts up their first points of the second half. I would expect them to kick the extra point. We've got a timeout by Arvada. And here comes the kicker, Nico Karavasilis, and why would you waste a timeout?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer here. You kick the field goal and just, make it 3 points.
You know what? I mean, Bob Bozay has had his team ready to play tonight. So I'm not going to criticize him for that. This is a team that's 1-7 on the year, 0-4 in the conference, and they're hanging with a very good Arvada West football team tonight. But he picked up about 30 or 45 yards in penalty on that first drive there in the first half by arguing with the refs. Here he expends a crucial timeout in the 4th quarter just to get his extra point team on the field. And I don't know why you wouldn't kick the extra point in the first place.
And now they missed it. So.
And after all that, they miss it. So they trail it by 4, 40-36. But my point is when you've got it 1st and goal from the 1 or 2nd and goal from the 1, you got to be thinking ahead. If we get it in, are we going for 2
right,
or are we kicking an extra point? If we're kicking an extra point, those guys got to be ready to go out on the field. You got to think ahead.
Right. Well, and I think that, probably Coach Bozay realized that it probably cost his team a couple of mistakes here tonight. Obviously, he wants to make up for those mistakes, but
that is 15 penalties for 160 yards that you almost kind of feel bad for the Arvada kids because, I mean, they've really put together an emotional, inspired effort tonight against their crosstown rivals. Just seems like everything is working against them tonight. Dallas Flug on the return there for Arvada West. Second time he's returned to kickoff tonight, and he takes this one out near the 40-yard line, probably to about the 37, and that's where Arvada West will set up shop. Again, a wonderful night for David White. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes and has 318 yards through the air. Arvada West up by 4, 40-36. We've got 10-11 left in the football game. Wyatt with Duran joining him in the backfield. Back to pass, looks to Duran. Off Duran's hands and intercepted by Jesse Waskowitz. He's got some running room down inside the 20, close to the 15. Good hustle there on the tackle. Was Kip Rule and Caleb Atchison. I think Atchison chased him down from behind.
Yeah, Atchison did chase him down from behind, Eric, but you're right, just good heads-up thinking there by Waskowitz as the ball was tipped off, and immediately Waskowitz had his head up there, made the interception, returned it inside the Arvada West 20-yard line.
Second interception tonight thrown by Wyatt, and that one hit the hands of Duran, went off his hands. Tough throw, though, because Duran was open and the pass led him just a little too much. So the Reds with the football, 1st and 10. Tellitz quick pass. That pass banged down the minute he threw it. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Defensive play for
Boy, and it's amazing to think that Arvada could actually take the lead here if they scored a touchdown. I mean, that, you know, it just seems unlike. Seems like the farthest thing from all possibility, but it could happen.
You know what? They've this second half, while it hasn't been as exciting as the first half, I mean, Arvada's moved the ball pretty well.
Right.
I mean, they haven't had many big plays, but they've moved it fairly consistency. There's a quarterback job draw by Tellitz, breaks a tackle by Ryan Palmer and takes it near a 1st down. This is going to be marked at about the 6, and that's going to be very close to a 1st down. It's going to be a 1st down. Pick up the 10. So 1st and goal for the Reds. Under 10 minutes to play in the football game, and they're knocking on the door to take the lead tonight. They've got their fans a little fired up. 1st and goal, ball at the 5. Tellitz, the lone man in the shotgun, takes a snap, throws to his right, over his head, caught. Oh! Intended for Fenney, over his head, but Waskowitz almost in the right place at the right time again.
Exactly right, just about made that catch. And
so you're going to allow me to critique/criticize the Arvada coaching one more time?
I'm always up for criticism.
You know, and granted, I've never coached again, but you got it 1st and goal in the 5. I'd like to see him bring in here.
Right.
Double here.
I understand.
Just run the football. Waskowitz, though, with the quarterback sneak, breaks the tackle and scores. And my, oh my, we've got ourselves a football game as the Reds are back on top.
Tellitz has just been using that play. Arvada's been running that play inside the 20-yard line of their opponent of Arvada West all night tonight, and it's never been stopped. Tellitz has run for at least 10 yards each time he's gotten the ball, and that time he walked into the end zone virtually untouched.
Second rushing touchdown tonight for Angelo Tellitz. The extra point's up, and this one is blocked. They miss it again. This time they got the crew out on the field to kick it in enough time. So they miss their second consecutive extra point. However, they take the lead 42-40. Get the feeling, though, that extra point may play big because now the lead's 2 instead of 3.
Right, and they've missed a couple of extra points tonight. They missed the last one they tried. They missed this one. They missed a 2-point conversion early in the game. If you make those, I mean, it's 3 or 4 points there, and you know the difference between now having a field goal lead and now a touchdown lead. So,
fourth lead change of the night as Arvada regains control of this football game, 42-40. We're in the 4th quarter, 9:10 remaining, and as we all know, know that is an eternity for this Arvada West Wildcat offense.
Right, especially from what we've seen tonight. You expect that this would not be the final score.
You're right, so that quarterback draw, I mean, that's been their most consistent play of the night.
Right.
Hell, 8 carries for 64 yards. They have an onside kick and they recover it. Arvada recovers the onside kick as Arvada West allowed Arvada. They started moving backwards thinking they'd kick it off, and no one was there to recover
Look
it.
at Arvada West silent. They're just standing there beside themselves. Cannot believe the turn of events. I frankly am surprised to see that happen, but I guess the outside kick is often best utilized when no one is expecting it, including ourselves. And the kicker recovered the football himself. He just pretty much dinked it 10 yards, 12 yards. Not even. I mean, he kicked off at the 40-yard line. That ball sitting on the 49. That's 11 yards. And
I'll tell you what. You said how you think Bob Bose realized that he may have penalized his team with a few things and he wants to make up for it. Well, that call goes a long way in making up for it. That was a great call. This time Ryan Palmer doesn't allow, Rob Morales does not allow Tellitz to pick up big yardage on the sneak. Only a yard, so 2nd down and 9. But that was a great play call.
oh, that was a great play call because, like I said, no one in the whole house was expecting it.
Every player up on the line there for Arvada West started backpedaling.
Right.
Assuming the ball was going to be kicked off. The kicker just followed his onside kick, fell on it, and Arvada has the football, taking some time off the clock. 8:31 and ticking for the Reds. Tellitz again in the shotgun. Gets some good protection. Pump fakes, throws, and had a wide open Nick Boucher, and Boucher could not hang on.
Boy, Boucher had it right there. He should have caught that one. And it's going to leave a 3rd down and 9 here to go. But and I think that Arvada honestly would like to use some of this clock here and bring down the clock because, not give Arvada West.
I still tell you, with 8:18 remaining, I think get yourselves a field goal. Make Arvada West score a touchdown, then start worrying about the clock. This time, Tellitz throws to the left, overshoots one receiver, undershoots the deep man. Pass falls incomplete, and that onside kick is going to only going to do one thing, and that's probably give Arvada West a little worse field position than they already had. Plus, it takes about a minute off the clock. But the Arvada West defense with a nice stop because all the momentum was on the side of the guys in red, and they stepped up and held them to 3 and out. Tellitz has now thrown the ball in this football game 46 times, and Arvada West is going to take a timeout.
Their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half.
And you wonder why you take a timeout there, and wonder if they did not have the correct personnel on the field.
In fact, you know what you also, that we mentioned that onside kick was a great call, but at the same time, pretty much you have to take that trick out of the bag. That's probably going to be no longer effective. Obviously, Arvada West is going to be looking for any type of, signs that of Arvada trickery. So, it's too bad that Arvada couldn't drive with that onside kick recovery because now it's basically gone for naught. I don't think they'll be able to use it the rest of the game.
Yeah, you would think that if they get the opportunity to kick the ball off again, that Arvada West would not make the same mistake. But yeah, that was a great play call, but give the Wildcat defense some credit. They needed to come up with a stop, and they got one. Duran and Sims back to return the punt, and it's a high punt angled toward the sidelines. That's going to be a pretty good punt, too, because that's going to be downed inside the 20, and it doesn't allow Arvada West to get any kind of return out of bounds at the 15-yard line, and so Tellitz comes up with a very, very nice punt.
Very nice punt. You're right there, and all you can ask is you give your defense, you say, hey, try to give us a stop here. Forcing Arvada West to go 85 yards, that's not an easy task for Arvada West. I know that we tend to give their offense a lot of credit for their ability to score points so easily, but This is not an easy task, and Arvada, I think they got themselves in a good position right here.
You know what I do? Get the ball in the hands of Mike Duran as often as possible. Duran splits out to the right. Wyatt back to pass, throws to the right. That pass is going to be short. Short hops it to Duran, brings up 2nd and 10.
Ball looked like it might have slipped out of Wyatt's hands because that one bounced about 5 yards in front of Duran there.
Intended for number 2, Duran is incomplete.
8 of 13 here in the second half for Wyatt.
74 yards here in the second half. Back in the shotgun again, 2nd down and 10. Not much pressure. Wyatt looks deep, throwing for Ranson and just overshoots him again, though. Ranson shows his speed getting behind the defender. That time
he did.
He beat Brian Strader.
They just got to get their timing correct on that particular play call, because if they can never get it going, Ranson's proven, I think all the Arvada West receivers have proven that they can run past this Arvada secondary.
3rd and 10. Wyatt with 2 running backs in the backfield. Kicks up his knee, takes a snap, looks to his right, throws. That's going to be overshot. Pass was probably not catchable.
Yeah, that's
so
what I was thinking.
if they thought of throwing the flag, the pass wasn't catchable, and that brings up 4th and 10. So it's amazing the tale of these two halves.
Sure. Wow.
Wyatt is now misfired on
5 consecutive passes. Haven't been able to say that a whole lot in the
No.
last month.
I mean, you got to think last week he only missed 6 passes the entire game.
4th down and 10.
So Duran will be punting. He's standing at his own goal line. Nevada West can't afford another miscue here in the punting game. Gonzalez trying to get in there. Nice punt by Duran. High spiraling punt. Boucher wants no part of it. He fumbled one earlier in the first half, and Duran gets off a great punt. That was from the 15, 25, 35, 45, 45. That's a 43-yard punt with no return, and you'll take that from standing at your own goal line.
Any day. Any day.
So Arvada gets its hands back on the football. 4th quarter, 7:39 remaining, and the Reds looking for an upset over their crosstown rival, the Cats. They lead it by 2, 42-40. Hands it off to Boucher. Boucher has some running room. He's going to pick up a 1st down, but there is a flag. It's going to be holding, and they're going to bring it back.
Penalty marker down.
Boucher with a nice run, though, there on the little handoff. Picked up about 10. But indeed holding on the Reds.
Boy, and the odds that one team could have nearly 200 yards and penalties in the game and still be leading it in the 4th quarter is pretty phenomenal, I think.
16 for 175, unofficially.
That's just amazing.
And yet they lead by 2.
I know that.
Man, this has been a crazy game.
Penalty moves the ball to the 31-yard line. 1st and 20.
1st down and 20 yards for the Reds. I'll tell you what 7:24 remaining. I still think it's too early to start considering the clock. But if you run it a couple times here, it take 2.5 minutes. You give Arvada, 4.5 minutes remaining. Fakes the handoff to Boucher, rolls to his right, throws, and has a wide open man again. Drew Cisneros with the hit as Eugene Mitchell dropped the pass that he probably should have caught.
Yeah, Mitchell should have definitely had that catch there.
Second time Tellitz has had a pass dropped here recently. Boucher dropped one down at about the Arvada West 25, and that time Tellitz put it right on the money. Mitchell just dropped it, and again, those are the kind of plays you need to make.
Especially in long yardage situations, because that play pretty much could have negated that penalty and made about 2nd and 7.
And the clock would have continued to move. 2nd down and 20. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run the ball here. Tellitz fakes the screen to the left side, throws it to Boucher, avoids a tackler, and picks up a big chunk of yardage.
Stays in bounds as well, yeah. So
16 yards on the pickup.
Pass by 31, Tellitz complete to number 7, Boucher. Stop made by
8
number
catches,
50 Palmer.
56 yards for Nick
On the
Boucher.
play, clipping Arvada.
Yeah, but a penalty flag's down. I was
Oh.
wondering why the clock was stopped. And
Oh, man, are they just killing themselves tonight. That's 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
I'd say they were shooting themselves in the foot, but I don't think they have any feet left.
17 penalties, 190 yards.
Loss from the 28-yard line.
So now it's back to the 38, and it brings up second down and about 23. Whoa. They had it 3rd and 4, correct?
Right.
At about the 40, at their own 47-yard line. Now it's 2nd and 23 from inside their own 30. Whew. Man. Tell it's back to pass. Here's the rush. Throws it outside to Wrightsell, and Wrightsell drops it.
Man.
So Arvada right now with some opportunities.
Right. It's almost like Arvada West is on offense here because the ball's moving in their direction more than it is the opposite way.
They've had 3 drop passes, 2 penalties, and all in the last couple of minutes they have a 2-point lead, and they're doing their best to give Arvada West every opportunity to get great field position, at least on this drive. I see Bob Bozay down here on the sidelines, and it looks like he's lost some hair in his life, and I'll guarantee you he's lost a little hair, maybe some time off his life tonight. This has had to have been a gut-wrenching game, however it turns out for Coach Bozay. 3rd and a mile. Tell it's back to pass. We have a flag, or a whistle.
Penalty marker flags and snaps.
And another flag. Delay of game, Arvada. Oh, jeez. 18 penalties, 195 yards. We're closing in on the 200-yard barrier.
Man.
Wow. The Arvada faithful still frustrated with the amount of penalties their team is.
I've never seen this. I mean,
It's 3rd and almost 30 yards, 3rd and 28. Well, back to pass throws to Waskowitz. Little hook and ladder to Boucher, and well defensed by the Wildcats as Ryan Palmer's there to make the tackle, but Arvada picks up some nice yardage on the play.
how do you like that little hook and ladder? Haven't seen that since, 82 AFC playoff game between the
That's right.
Kellen Winslow and the San Diego Chargers. Although most of these kids probably weren't even born in 1982.
9 catches, 73 yards for Boucher. I'll get Tellus numbers here for you in just a minute. 5:41 remaining. Oh, a bad snap and a critical turnover by the Reds as the Wildcats recover the poor snapped punt at the 26-yard line of Arvada. This may be a sign of a team that's 1-7 on the year that just doesn't know how to win.
Right, or just
Man, oh man.
it's fighting itself. It's like the game's just the game itself is saying yes, we will let you win, but they're just saying
They're just not. I mean, they've had some opportunities here in the last minute or two. Drop passes, penalties, and they're a bad snap. Wyatt with Duran in the backfield, hands it off to Duran. He's got some good blocking, breaks a tackle, runs over a tackler, and takes it down to the 17-yard line of the Reds. A pickup of 9. Duran 4 carries for 20 yards. And I tell you what, I mean, I'm going to put this game in the hands of Mike Duran if I'm Dave Logan.
no doubt. He's sure-handed, he's quick. Not really anybody else you'd like to have the football except for him.
Maybe Ranson. Wyatt back to pass, throws it to Matt Sims, and Sims breaks a tackle, and that's going to allow him. Oh, there's a fumble on the play. I think Arvada's recovered it. They say they have. No sign from the official. Right now, it might just be a fight. Well, an Arvada West player has the football.
but they're going to say Arvada recovered. Josh Ranson is a little bit bewildered. He had the football as they took everyone off the pile, but they say Arvada recovered. It's so hard to tell when there's a mad scramble like that.
I mean, in that situation, it's very likely that an Arvada Reds player had the football, and then it was just taken away by Josh Ranson there. So who knows? But nevertheless, the ball is going to be given to the Reds. And
you know the comment I made about Bob Bozay probably losing a little hair?
Right.
Might hold true for Coach Logan tonight as well. Little quarterback draw by Tellitz, breaks a tackle, and no flags on the play, and picks up about 7. 10 carries for 72 yards for Tellitz. And the clock moves 4:32 and counting. So each team's turned it over, 3 or 4 times here this evening, and boy, Arvada West gave away a crucial opportunity there. Had the ball at the 17-yard line, possibly already within field goal range. Matt Sims fighting for some extra yardage and a first down, puts it on the floor, and the Reds come up in the mad scramble. There's a handoff to Boucher, and he battles ahead for what looks to be a first down.
And that's first down is real important now because clock will continue to run, and most certainly because Arvada West has used a couple of timeouts here in the second half, the clock will probably continue to run. I would imagine that as long as Arvada is able to run the ball somewhat effectively, they will continue to do so here.
3:45 remaining here in the football game. Arvada leading Arvada West 42-40. Tellitz fakes a handoff, tries to elude the rush, does. Might want to throw this one out of bounds. Tries to get out of bounds, but is tackled by Bo Gertz. That's going to be a loss of about 4. Nice hustle there by Gertz, I believe a sophomore.
Yeah, Gertz is going to get a sack on that play.
Loss of 4 on the play. Bo Gertz with some nice hustle there. Brings up 2nd and long for Arvada. Actually, a loss of 3. Gertz showed a little speed there.
He did.
Trip Tellitz up.
Because Tellitz is quick.
Tell you, Gertz only a sophomore. He's been playing a lot tonight and the last couple weeks. He might be the future as far as the A-West defense is concerned. Little quarterback draw by Tellitz, and Ryan Palmer says, ain't going nowhere.
Man, he just swallowed him up there. Tellitz kind of got wrapped up in his big arms, Palmer's big arms, and wasn't going to go anywhere.
Officials blow their whistle and stop the clock. A timeout called by the Wildcats. 2:40 remaining, and I think now is a time where if you're Arvada, you're trying to use the clock. Probably going to be forced to punt it. Should be 3rd down. I see over there on the sideline the marker has it 2nd down. Should be about 3rd and 14.
Well, the scoreboard reads 3rd down.
Okay. So let's say Arvada picks up, let's say they pick up 4 or 5 yards. Probably a very realistic estimate. They would be punting it from their own 30. I'm guessing Arvada West would get the football somewhere around their own 40-yard line.
Right.
With about,
2.5 minutes.
Well, how much time is left right now?
That's right.
2:40 now, maybe about 2 minutes, 45 remaining. And they need a field goal. So that's realistically, that's what the scenario looks like. Of course, you never know what's going to happen in this crazy game. Tellitz back to pass. He does throw it. Pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. And so now you give Arvada about 30 precious seconds to work with.
They're about 30 extra seconds West is going to have.
51st attempt on the night for Angelo Tellitz. And I'm not so sure I would have thrown the football in that case.
No.
You risk a turnover. Right. If you run it, you either force Arvada West to use a timeout if they have any left, or you take off some precious time. Tellitz back to punt. Snap is good. Tellitz gets it away, and it's a pretty good punt. Fair catch is called for by Atchison at his own 31. And so we saw Mike Duran get off a big punt a few moments ago. Angelo Tellitz answers.
Angelo
let's set up the scenario
Right.
here, huh?
2:30 exactly remaining on the clock. You got 65, 67 yards to go for a touchdown. Don't probably need about 35 of that for a field goal attempt, I'm going to say.
I'm going to say they need probably 45,
40,
50 yards.
Right.
That would put it inside 40 yards. And we haven't seen either of the A-West kickers attempt field goals this year, so we're not sure on what their length is. A little screen pass to Ranson. Throws a pass to Atchison. Good coverage by the Reds, and it's going to be interference on Boucher. And you know what? He didn't have to interfere. They had double coverage on him.
Right, and the pass was
And he
way
jumped
underthrown.
up and got called for interference.
The pass was way underthrown. And it was just a case where Boucher and the other defender were not looking.
Hey, it's 15 yards, guys. Come back over here. It's 15, right?
Yeah.
They're standing down here like it's at the spot of the foul. It is a first down. But a nice play call there by Dave Logan. I totally expected Ranson to try to make something out of nothing.
Because they've run that play all night tonight.
Absolutely. I like the play call a lot.
Well, we can't let this escape us.
19 penalties, 210 yards tonight for the Arvada Reds. And Arvada West has the ball now at their own 47-yard line. Figure they need about 33 yards for a legitimate field goal attempt. Wyatt in the shotgun. Back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Throws it to Duran over his head and incomplete. That play was broken up by Mike Nizlatic as he came in on the blitz.
Supplied the pressure. Nobody picked him up as a blocker, and Nizlatic was all over Dave Wyatt. He just had to get rid of it way too early.
43 attempts tonight for Dave Wyatt. 319 yards passing.
Wyatt in the shotgun. Second down and 10. 2:16 remaining. Back to pass. Throws. Has his man. Ranson makes a nice catch. Breaks some tackles and is tripped up at the 30. A heck of a tackle by Jesse Waskowitz.
Yeah, great tackle by Waskowitz. Otherwise, Ransom might be still running towards the end zone.
185 yards receiving tonight for Ransom. Wyatt, back to pass, in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff to Duran, rolls to his right, throws. There's Ransom. We have a penalty flag. He takes it inside the 20, cuts inside the 15. I believe this is coming back, though.
So do I, and I think Josh Ransom is down on the field.
Yeah, Ransom
hurt.
looked like he got shaken up a little bit. He bounces back up. And it's a holding penalty on Arvada West. Number 62, Nick Aiden, or excuse me, that is not Nick Aiden. Shane Kuntz appears to be questioning the officials. And really going to be a loss of about 14. So it's Arvada West's 6th penalty of the night, but maybe the biggest of the game. As Arvada West now is forced with a first down and 25 at the 49-yard line of Arvada. Play would have been down near the 15 without the penalty, so that's a 34-yard penalty. .151 remaining here in the game. Arvada West trails Arvada by 2. Desperately trying to get into field goal position. Wyatt screen to Duran, and Duran dropped it. How often do you see that?
Probably never, but that time Duran obviously was anxious to get upfield, and we've seen it on more than one occasion from several players on both teams tonight. Guys just dropping the ball.
We've seen a lot of drops, you're right. Absolutely right. Actually, it's the second one Duran had. He dropped that one down here on the long pass that he kind of felt he should have caught. Second and 25. Wyatt back to pass. Looks to his right, throws. That pass intended for Caleb Atchison. Wyatt misfires, and now it brings up 3rd and 25.
And I think you have to almost get a first down here because, you know, you got a minute 38 left. I think Arvada West only has one timeout remaining. You know, if they can't manage to put some points on the board here, Arvada is going to be able to almost run the clock out and series of running plays.
Wyatt 25 of 46, 342 yards, 2 interceptions. 3rd and 25, back to pass. Pressure from the backside. Sneaks up. He's going to tuck it under and run. He gets out of bounds. Is there a flag thrown? No. Okay.
I don't see any, no.
So that's a pickup of about 9 on the run for Wyatt, and that brings up 4th down and 15. So here it is. This is the game. Basically, 4th down and 15 for the Cats. Ball at the at the Arvada 35. Wyatt back to pass. Throws to the right. That's Atchison. Makes a catch at the 30. He is going to be stopped short. Donald here finishes him off. A pickup of 6. Well short of the 1st down. And it looks like the Reds are going to get their first conference win of the year.
And what a first conference win to get against your crosstown rival Arvada West Wildcats. And really, this is sort of like the whole season for Arvada, because obviously a team that's not going to be going to the playoffs or anything. To get a win like this almost in some ways makes up for poor showing in the regular season when you can get a big win against an arch rival like this school.
Well, as long as they take care of the football here
Right.
and don't do anything stupid, it looks like they're going to get their first weak win of the year. And takes me back to my conversation with Bob Bozay earlier today. He said, you know what? We run the exact same kind of offense as our Battle West does. And honestly, even though we've been blown out a lot this year, I think we match up very well with the Wildcats. A prophet is Mr. Bozay. And the Arvada faithful going wild over here on the sidelines. You don't think this game means something for the people of the Arvada? Think again. Now, heartbreaking loss for the Wildcats. Granted, they're probably already out of the playoffs, but just a little salt in the wound of what's probably turning out to be a disappointing season. We got a penalty flag. I don't know if that's a false start on Arvada or offsides on A West. Be offsides on Arvada West.
You know, I don't know why Arvada isn't doing this, but they're keeping Teltz in the shotgun for taking Neal down.
Instead of sticking him under center?
Right, you know, you just make it that much more, you know.
The only thing I can think of is that maybe, I mean, we haven't seen him under center other than near the goal line, correct?
Maybe that's just
Maybe they just feel more comfortable in the shotgun because that's what they do all the time. Tillets kneels down on it, and is that going to be all she wrote? 18 seconds left. That's the ball game. A heartbreaking loss for Arvada West as they lose to their crosstown rival tonight, 42-40. Wow, this game was 33-30 at the half, came to a screeching halt here in the second half, but Arvada able to hold off and beat its crosstown rival Arvada West 42-40 tonight. For Matt Monahan, I'm Eric Christensen saying goodnight from Jeffco Stadium. Once again, the final score, Arvada 42, Arvada West 40.